LTV Action Sports is brought to you in part through the generous support of these Leominster sponsors. MP Crowley Company Incorporated, www.mpcrowleyinc.com.
From Memorial Stadium in Reading, Massachusetts, we say good evening once again and welcome to high school football here on RFM Audio and with our partners at Leominster TV. You've tuned into the right place for postseason action as we've got the 6-11 matchup for you. The 6-seeded Rockets of Reading Memorial High School come in with their 8-0 overall record and they play host to the 11 seed in Division II, the 7-1 Leominster High School Blue Devils, who come in on the road with a reported 799 all-time victories, searching for their historic 800th win all-time. That is the background for this action tonight. Todd Robbins alongside Bill Thomas and Kate Robbins. Great to have you along with us for high school football tonight. Whether you're joining us on YouTube, Facebook Live, or Twitch, or whether you're joining us live via our partners at Leominster TV on the channels of Comcast, Verizon, and Leominster.tv streaming online, or in delay with our partners, Tucka 56 Radio and Tucka56radio.com, or WLPZ 95.1 FM and WLPZ.org. We say good evening and welcome to all of you. As we get ready for Leominster and Reading coming up, it's time for a trip inside the headset down on the field. Just a little while ago, myself and Leominster High School head coach Devin Gates with a preview of Leominster and Reading coming up. Week 9 action inside the headset down on the field with Leominster High School head coach Devin Gates as we get ready for playoff football. Leominster and Reading coming up at the top of the hour. Coach, here we are. Great night. I mean, this is a 10 when it comes to a night for football, and it is the return for Leominster to the postseason. It's a goal you have had since you took over the program. It's a goal these players have had since they joined this program, and it's a dream realized tonight. Now the question is, can they find the happy ending at the other end?
Yeah, and that's what we've talked about. We told the guys last night after our pasta dinner, you don't know when you're going to be here again. So enjoy every moment. Go out there and play and have fun. That was really our message. Do what we've done all year long. Run our stuff. Execute. And we're going to be okay. And the guys bought into that. They're feeling that right now in warm-ups, and just excited for them to have this opportunity.
And when you get an opportunity like this, you're playing the great unknown. You talked about it on the Coach's Corner this week, 3 game films in order to learn everything you can about a program that you've never seen before, that we could prove Leominster has never played before. And tonight you will go out and compete against what is a team that is incredibly athletic, that offensively, when you watch them, looks kind of familiar. Maybe a few little wrinkles here and there, but certainly have got the diverse amount of weapons that you do as well. And it's going to be a question of which defense can slow down a powerful offense.
I really think that's it, too. I really think that's it. Their offense is crisp. Their quarterback's a 4-year starter. Great football player. He's got a lot of weapons. Line does a good job protecting. So really, can we make them feel uncomfortable? Can we cover the receivers? That's really what it comes down to. And the same thing for us too. I think they've played a lot of varying types of offenses that we've seen so far. I'm not sure if they've played someone who can who's as well balanced both run and pass as I think we are right now. But we'll see. Our guys are excited. We're excited. Coaches are excited, and we just can't wait to go.
And the opportunity comes your way coming up here at the top of the hour. Coach, as you kind of look out over this field, you've got an opportunity to, of course, come down here. Players seem like they are in good spirits. The ride didn't seem to affect them at all. And from what we can see, compared to where you were last week coming into warm-ups, this feels like a much more upbeat, crisp football team.
Yeah, I mean, we had there wasn't much wind in our sails at the beginning of last week. I mean, the guys, you give them all the credit. They fought through it. A lot of, just emotionally exhausted from the week. We've got a good week of practice. Guys are healthy. They're excited to go, and we're as we say, we're locked in right now.
And this is the time to do that. Leominster and Reading coming up, the 6-11 matchup coming up at the top of the hour. Coach, key to victory tonight for Leominster.
We're going to slow down their offense. I think we can move the ball. It's a matter of trying to keep pace or being able to set the pace. And I think if we can set the pace, then we'll be in good shape.
All right, Coach, best of luck.
All right, thanks, Todd.
As we mentioned in our marquee matchup, setting the pace, certainly something Leominster has done well, but it is a question of which defense can keep the opposition off the pace tonight? And that will be the question du jour as we continue throughout the night. That's our trip inside the headset with Leominster High School head coach Devin Gates. Continuing on here on our countdown to kickoff, coming up at the top of the hour, 6:11 matchup. Reading hosting Leominster here on RFM Audio and Leominster TV. Looking forward to bringing you that one. Let's get the starting lineups in their own voices. Starting first with Leominster's offense out of their shotgun formation.
Cyrus Lopez, number 9, freshman, quarterback.
Makai Newton, number 2, senior, running back, captain.
Rick Encarnacion, 0, senior, receiver.
Brian Aguilar, number 1, senior, wide receiver.
Caden Drinkwater, number 8, freshman, wide receiver.
Joshua Cormier, 44, senior, H-back.
Logan Arcee, number 54, senior, left tackle.
Delmar Wright, number 52, senior, offensive line.
John Scobby, 56, senior, center, captain.
Corin Sullivan, number 73, senior, offensive guard.
Tony Kendall, number 69, junior, offensive tackle.
And that's Leominster's starting offense tonight. They'll see a Reading 3-4 defense across from them. Up front, Josh Robichaud, Eamon Centrella, and Roman Olivardia will get the start as the defensive tackles. The linebacking core includes Sean Crowley, Giacomo Iapiscia will be in that linebacking core, along with Max Leone. The defensive backs include Andrew Giacavoni, Alex DiNapoli, Aiden Beckenhughes, Jake Palm, and Jack Doherty. There's a couple of Jack Dohertys, so keep an eye out on this one. One Jack Doherty, spelled Dougherty, and the other one spelled much like Doherty High School in Central Mass, Doherty. More on that coming up. Let's meet the 4-3 Leominster defense, anchored in their 4-3 formation tonight.
John Scobby, 56, senior, D-end, captain.
Giovanni Roman, 55, senior, defensive line.
Logan Arcee, number 54, senior, D-tackle.
Delmar Wright, number 52, senior, defensive line.
Makai Newton, number 2, senior, linebacker, captain.
Xavier Cora, number 5, sophomore, linebacker.
Joshua Cormier, 44, senior, linebacker.
Brian Aguilar, number 1, senior, cornerback.
Steven Diaz, 11, senior, cornerback. Jared Viola, number 3, senior, safety.
Rick Encarnacion, 0, senior, safety.
And that's Leominster's 4-3 defense that has had a phenomenal year, and a lot of the reasons why Leominster finds themselves in this postseason tonight. They'll be matched up against a shotgun formation for Reading as well in a spread set. Left to right across the line, Brady Swanson, and Ryan Mulvey will protect the left side at tackle and guard. The center is Colin Donahue, protecting the right side guard, then tackle Josh Robichaud and Eamon Centrella, respectively. The tight end, Sean Crowley. The wide receiving core, Ryan Strout, Aiden Beckenhughes, Alex DiNapoli, great on the end around. Keep an eye on him on those speed sweeps around the end. Alvin Day is the running back. And then the record-setting quarterback, top 3 quarterback in the state all-time, James Murphy gets the start tonight in that shotgun quarterback spot, the senior 4-year starter for Reading. Those are your starting lineups tonight. And quickly, Bill Thomas, as the captains head toward midfield, it's time for Bill Thomas and tonight's coin toss.
Keeping an eye on Todd. We got a great broadcast location here tonight. Officials explaining the ground rules, showing them the coin. Leominster gets the call to toss as the visiting team. Tell you, great night for football tonight, Todd and Kate. Couldn't ask for a better scenario.
I was going to say, when we get to that pregame weather conditions coming up here, Bill Thomas, I'm guessing it's going to be warmer than we've had in a few weeks.
Reading has won the coin toss. They've elected to receive. Leominster's going to be defending the end zone to our right. Let's play some football.
Indeed, they are. Thank you, Bill Thomas. So Leominster will defend the goal to our right, go right to left here in the first quarter. Meanwhile, the Rockets will attack from left to right on offense. Let's get a check of the time, temperature, and pregame forecast. as we get ready for the national anthem here. Currently 60 degrees. Bill Thomas, your favorite temperature. Feels like 62. Feels higher than that posted temperature, but it is
How does that
60
happen?
degrees off of our temperature. Our high today, 71 degrees. On our way to a high tomorrow, by the way, 74. Get on out and
Maybe
enjoy
80,
that
80
one.
on Sunday.
That
yes.
is absolutely unheard of here in the first weekend of November. We're heading for a low of 54 tonight under clear skies here in Reading this evening. It is 6:59 on a Friday night, November the 1st, ready for playoff football. National anthem, and then the kickoff. The 6th seed, Reading Rockets. The 11th seed, Leominster Blue Devils, will do battle. Winner moves on in the 2022 Division II postseason tournament, competing to head to the round of 8. We'll join the public address system here in Memorial Stadium tonight, and it is the Marching Rockets with tonight's national anthem.
Now serving, and to honor America, the Reading High School Marching Band, under the direction of Joe Mulligan, plays our national anthem.
Amazing rendition of the national anthem by the Marching Rockets of Reading Memorial High School tonight, getting us ready for kickoff of Leominster and Reading here at Memorial Stadium on the campus of Reading Public Schools. We are literally surrounded in all directions by schools, the high school behind us, middle and elementary schools just across the way here on campus, and we're tucked right in the corner where Bill Thomas, a late arriving crowd, continues to pour in here on a Friday night, and the cars are parked all the way down the adjoining street here that runs parallel to the football stadium.
I just went for a little quick walk, Todd, and the other side of the press box, we can't see it. The stands are jammed down there. And I think we're going to see some Reading fans coming down to the Leominster side. It's split 50-50, stands on one side only. But, yeah, it's going to be a great crowd here tonight, expecting some great action out on the football field.
And we're ready for the play-by-play, Bill Thomas.
And where are we? You are listening to Leominster High School football from RFM Audio on YouTube, Facebook Live, and Twitch. It's time for our signature play-by-play. Now, with the call of the game, the voice of the Blue Devils, Todd Robbins.
All right, Bill Thomas, thank you so much. Ball on the T40-yard line at our right. Thompson on the approach, swings the right leg, end over end. The ball will go down. It will be returned from the Reading 20-yard line. Cross the 20 to the 25, gaining 8 as they're taken down on the return around the 29-yard line. On that play, Bill Thomas looked like Jesse Doherty on the return.
I think it's 22. Is that who it was?
Jack Doherty.
Jack Doherty, yeah, 22.
We're going to play this game all night long. Pick your favorite Doherty if you're playing along with us.
I saw some challenging names. I'm going to stick with numbers, Todd, and I'll let you clarify who it is.
Sounds like a plan. First down and 10 for the Rockets. Their own 29-yard line, middle of the field, going left to right. Wearing the home black tops, white bottoms, white socks, and black shoes. The classic Reading white helmet with a triple stripe up the middle that is red, white, and black. Hard counts off the top for Jack Murphy in an empty James Murphy in an empty set formation. 10 seconds now, 5 on the play clock on 1st and 10. Snap back to pass. He'll step up in the pocket. He'll be forced to run into open space. Got the 30, then the 35. Turns the corner at the 40. Got a first down and out of bounds across the Rocket 45-yard line to the 46. And it is a nice gain, a slashing maneuver there for 16 for James Murphy, who was in an empty set, Bill Thomas. Dropped back, had the whole field in front of him and said, okay, I can step up and move up in the pocket.
Yeah, good job by the Blue Devils coverage squad out there, but nobody breaking open. The offensive line created a hole over on the left side, gave him a spot to run.
1st and 10 Rockets, their own 45 at left hash, going left to right. And the first down snap out of the gun is for the running back, Alvin Day. Plows it right into that A gap, punctures his way for 3, and it'll be 2nd down and 7. And Bill Thomas, that's going to be what you're going to see from Day. Day is the battering ram. He's going to keep pounding it up the middle through that A gap, try to soften up the defense, create room for the passes downfield.
Well, we saw that softening up of the defense in the middle last week against Shrewsbury, but they had no passing game to complement that. They're going to see a little different offensive philosophy tonight. They got both aspects of that offense working this year, and like you said, one complements the other.
2nd and 7 from the Ram 48-yard line at left hash. Shotgun set, 4 receivers out in the formation, a pair on either side. Murphy asks for the football, play action fake, now looks for the slant coming from his right. Pass is caught by Alex DiNapoli. DiNapoli still on his feet, crossing midfield, crossed the 45, spun out of a tackle and ended up going the wrong way, right to left, back across the 45 and down. His point of farthest progress will be marked at the Leominster 46 after a gain of 6, and it'll be 3rd down and a yard to go.
He ran himself out of a first down there, Todd. Gave up about 4 yards on that little circle back move, but no whistles. Play stayed alive. He tried to gain more forward motion, couldn't get it.
3rd and a yard out of that gun. The snap and the give went straight up the middle of the field, crossed the Leominster 45 and down to the 43-yard line. It was Ryan Strout with the carry, gain of 3, and it is a Rocket first down.
Yeah, nice job by the defense there, but moving the chains, only had a yard or 2 to make.
James Murphy is an imposing presence, wearing that double stick, number 11, 6'5", 210 pounds. He can survey the field, Bill Thomas. We've been hearing a lot in the college ranks about it, just how in the professional ranks as well, about short quarterbacks. He would be the antithesis of a short quarterback. He could see over the rush. On 1st and 10, the shotgun snap, give it for Day. Day takes it straight up the right hashes, chews up the yards, 45, then 40, and down at the 39-yard line. Officially a gain of 3 to the 40, just across, 39 1/2. 2nd and 6.
Delmar right in there on the tackle after a couple of yards, wrapped him up, took him down.
Kept fidgeting with the spot of the ball, and then the mark, Bill Thomas.
Yeah,
they gave him 4.
Solid 4 right there.
And so it'll be 2nd down and 6 to go. They need the Leominster 33 1/2 yard line for a first down as this drive continues from left to right.
You talk about Murphy, 4-year starter, top 3 quarterback in the state. I can see why already.
Trio of receivers go out to the left of this shotgun formation. Day in the backfield with Murphy. The snap, give it to Murphy. Right up that A gap once again and up the right hashes to the second level of the Leominster defense. Driving his legs to the Leominster 35-yard line. He'll gain 4, maybe 5 more, and it'll be 3rd and short, 3rd and about a yard.
Once again, 3rd and short, as you said, Todd, and this is not boding well for the Leominster defense, being stuck on the field here for opening drive here, 3.5 minutes coming up on, and on the verge of giving up another first down here.
8:42 and counting to play here in quarter number 1. First offensive touch of a football game has belonged to Reading, and they've been the only one to control it thus far. Trip receivers out to the left of the formation. Murphy is directing traffic. He'll move Day from his right hip to his left. On 3rd and short, now the left guard turns around. 10 seconds on the play clock, now 5. Murphy will ask for the football. Back to pass. Got some time. Hangs over the middle of the field. Wide open. Catch made there by Beckenhughes. Beckenhughes still on his feet. Takes it out to the numbers. Crossing to the right sideline. 15, 10, 5, and inside the pylon for a Rocket touchdown. 34-yard touchdown strike. Murphy finds Beckenhughes, and Beckenhughes finishes it up the sideline and in for 6.
Nice job by Beckenhughes cutting across the middle there, but it's all Murphy standing tall there, 6'5", surveying the field, a little bit of bounce to his step, and then he finds his open receiver at full stride, reverses field and finds that right corner. Nice job there, pitch and catch to finish off that 34-yard touchdown.
Shotgun formation sets up here in an awkward set. The snap, give it to Day, and Day finds his way into the end zone. 2-point conversion is good. Back up the field come the teams. 8:09 to play in the first quarter. It is Reading 8 and Leominster nothing. And yes, Bill Thomas, a modern lighting system here at Memorial Stadium. They celebrate their touchdowns by flashing the lighting here as well.
Lights come back on when they flip the switch. I love it. But
indeed they do.
You know, going back to that coin toss, Todd, the Reading Rockets, we want the football. Now we see why.
Indeed we do. And Coach John Fiore in his 19th season, he is the winningest coach in program history. He set that mark back in 2015, Bill Thomas. So he's been the winningest coach for every year he continues on that sideline, and certainly has a tremendous machine of an offense that moved the ball down the field in chunks and finished it off with 6 points in the end zone.
Yeah, you know, and just to throw another stat at you, Todd, I think they were, 3 or 4 in the state in this division, but they're 22 overall in the state, and I think that's a statewide division, notwithstanding a calculation, and 22 statewide, Todd, so says a lot for this program.
Indeed it does. Ball on the T40-yard line at our left. Jake Palm does the kicking. Palm 6'2", 180 pounds. He'll be kicking from left to right. The wind just a little bit cross the field from right to left. Booms this one down the field. Aguilar to return from the Leominster 10-yard line. Head of steam to the 20, 25, then the 30. Out to the left numbers across the 30 and down at the 34-yard line. Leominster will have the football. First down and 10 at their own 34, coming right to left after Aguilar sets things up with a 24-yard return.
Nice job right there, picking his way up the left sideline. Ran into one of his own blockers there at the end. Took a little bounce back, allowed the Rockets to corral him at that point. But nice job getting some open field to let the Leominster offense start cooking.
Kate Robbins standing by back at RFM HQ. We'll get to her in 1 second with the stats on that Rocket scoring drive. 8-0 Reading lead, 8:02 to play here in the first. And here comes Leominster's first offensive possession. First and 10 at their own 34-yard line at left hash. Osiris Lopez in the gun. 3 receivers in the formation, 2 out to his right. Back to pass. He sits in the pocket. He will float it out on the screen. Complete into the hands of Newton. Newton takes it from right to left, across the 35 and down around the 39-yard line. Gains 6. Kate, you've got the stats on that Rocket scoring drive.
I certainly do, Todd and Billy. So on their first offensive drive, 7 plays. Took them 4 minutes to get the job done. They finish off with that 34-yard touchdown reception by Aiden Beckenhaus. 2-point conversion is good right now. Reading up 8-0.
And it was a demonstrative drive, Kate. Thank you so much. 2nd and 4, Leominster from their own 40-yard line. The shotgun snap for Lopez. Give it to Newton. Newton tries that front door into the A gap and plows his way forward for maybe a yard, and it'll be 3rd down and 3 to go. Leominster needs their own 44-yard line for the first down.
Keep inching the sticks up a little bit. Almost turns into a 3rd and 2, Todd. Give him 2 yards on that carry.
I was going to say they did. They moved that up just a little bit
up
more.
Yep.
Ball is now between the 41 and 42-yard line. Call it the 41 and 1/2-yard line. Leominster still needs their own 44 straight up for the first down. Passing the 6:50 mark here in quarter one. Reading with the early 8-0 lead. Leominster's first touch of the football. 3rd and short. Lopez out of a gun. Back to pass. Scrambling here. Now floats up the sideline. Looking for a jump ball. Then Encarnacion, who adjusts in the air, makes the catch at the Rocket 30. Into the open field. Right down the middle and through 4 Rockets and into the end zone for a Leominster touchdown. 68-yard touchdown strike as Lopez draws it up on the fly, and Encarnacion makes the adjustment and takes it home for the finish.
You talk about throwing up those 50-50 balls. Osiris just having nowhere to go with that, and saw Ricky sprinting down the left sideline, just lofted it up there, one-on-one coverage. Found a way to out-jump the defender there and then cut it back inside right into the teeth of the oncoming defenders, but worked his way to that far corner of the end zone. What a reception by Ricky Encarnacion.
Mr. Electric, Ricky Encarnacion lights a fire under the visiting fans here on hand tonight, and Leominster looks to respond. They're going to go for 2 here, trailing 8-6 after their first touchdown. Play action fake. Lopez rolls out, throws. It's Encarnacion again and into the end zone. Lopez to Mr. Excitement for 2 points. We're knotted at 8. 6:32 to play here in the first quarter.
I tell you, that's the way to answer. Although he didn't give the defense much time to rest. I'm sure they'll trade 8 points and an opportunity to get back on the field.
Kate, an electric Leominster scoring drive there, capped off by a make-it-up-as-you-go touchdown. Lopez to Encarnacion. Stats on the Leominster scoring drive.
You called it right, Mr. Excitement himself. The drive only took 3 plays, took 90 seconds off the clock, but as you said, capped off with that 68-yard touchdown by Mr. Excitement. Number 0 in your program, number 1 in your hearts. Ricky Encarnacion, 2-point conversion is good. Leominster ties it up 8-all here in the first.
All right, Kate, thank you so much. Ball back on the tee, 40-yard line at our right. Dan Thompson will be kicking from right to left. On the approach, swings the right leg, end over end, right down the middle of the field. It will be returned by DiNapoli, retreating to his own 14. Now with a head of steam, cross the 20. Shuts a defender at the 25. Got the outside of the right numbers at the 30, 35, and ran out of real estate at the Rocket 40-yard line, give or take. A return of about 22 on the play. They'll say he stepped out of bounds just shy of the 40 at the 39. So it'll be a Reading 1st and 10 at their own 39-yard line. Wow, they actually marked it back, Billy, to their own 37-yard line.
Yeah, with the official on this side here had the spot right from the beginning. But still, great starting field position for the Rockets.
Defense going to be at a premium tonight. If you weren't with us for the countdown to kickoff, it was the marquee matchup, and you can see why in those first 2 drives. Here's Murphy in the shotgun set. Give it to Day. Day is immediately grabbed by Cora. Ballet around the 40 and down around the 41-yard line. Gains 2, maybe 3 on the play.
Good job.
2nd down and 8.
Good job by Cora. Viola getting in there, too, at the end. Hold out to a short gain of 3, maybe 4, but Leominster's got to find a way to get a stop here and get off the field defensively.
2nd and 7 at the Rocket 41-yard line. Murphy out of a gun. Back to pass. Time. Hits the underneath route for Strout. Strout turns it up the field from left to right. Cut down at midfield with a Reading 1st down. Gains 9 on the play. Does the Murphy to Strout completion. And Bill Thomas, you can see they're running those little drag routes underneath that Leominster 3rd level.
Right, after the 4 wide floods that area and clears it out, then they're running that underneath guy, either the tight end or a swing in the back out of the backfield, but doing a great job of running to open space there to get that reception.
1st and 10 for the Rockets at midfield, going left to right. 3 hard counts, and now Murphy looks to the sideline. They're going to change the play here. Trips are budged tight to the numbers right.
Messing with the coverage here.
And then it's a one-on-one for DiNapoli all the way at the wide side left. Back to pass. This is Murphy. Looks out to the sideline. It is long and incomplete. And check it, that was Jesse Doherty that was lined up on the one-on-one out on the left of the formation. Murphy thought he had him as he beat his defender. Couldn't make the connection, incomplete.
The defender was Brian Aguilar. He did a great job staying with him. Got in front, nice position. But all this movement here on the right, nothing, Todd. Just trying to confuse the defense. He looked left right from the snap. Had no intention of messing with this stack over here. Have to see what they do here.
2nd and 10 from midfield. Back to pass Murphy. Flips the screen complete for Beckenhughes, and he's stacked up at midfield. No gain on the play. It'll be 3rd down and 10. And Bill Thomas, Jesse Doherty has had a great year as well as a great career. He is now the all-time touchdown leader in Reading history. Set that against Winchester earlier this year.
Well, when you're playing, with this type of team, you're going 8-0, you're scoring 40 points a game, you're going to set a lot of records.
A record-setting quarterback with a record-setting wide receiver, Core Murphy, on his way to be a Brown Bear at Brown University. 3rd down and 8. Ball at the Leominster 48. Back to pass Murphy. Over the middle of the field. Wide open. It's Strout. Strout complete. Wrapped and taken down at the feet by Viola. Down to the Leominster 30-yard line. Moving from left to right. Gains a chunk of 20 there. And it'll be a Rocket 1st and 10. Officially put down at the Leominster 31-yard line.
Once again, clearing out that underneath Pat and Todd, waiting for that crosser to come out late and hitting them right on the money.
4:10 to play here in the first quarter, tied at 8. Murphy, after looking at the sideline, moves all the pieces around. It's an empty set backfield, 2 receivers wide to the right. The bunch in that trips now wide to the left. Back to pass. Murphy looks into the boundary. He finds Doherty. Makes the little angle out of bounds at the 20-yard line there. Great catch going into the boundary. Had the room, made the tap, and took it to the ground. Gains 12 on the play. Does Murphy to Doherty to the long side of the field. Bill Thomas, you could see Murphy's got the arm strength to get it in there.
Oh, he does, but I love the way the Rockets are playing with the formation, continually trying to confuse the Blue Devils defenders, especially in pass coverage, and doing a great job of it right now. Need to be some adjustments made on the defensive side in pass coverage.
On 1st and 10, a dropped snap for Murphy. Keeps his wits about him, now steps up in the pocket, throws to the goal line. Pass is caught. Leominster defense will stack up the receiver, Strout, and he is marked down at the 1/2 yard line. Great catch made by Ryan Strout. It's a gain of 19. He tried to backpedal into the end zone. He was in the clutches of 3 Leominster defenders.
Yeah, and it looked like a Leominster defender got his hand on the ball, went to the tip drill there, came down in the offensive player's hand, but great job right there, presence by James Murphy. The ball was on the ground. He picked it up, stood tall, didn't panic.
Single back, Murphy under center, the handoff for Strout, and Strout will finish it off, pounding his way into the end zone. 3:21 to play here in the first quarter, and Reading puts up 6 more.
That didn't take long for Reading to answer. I tell you, Blue Devils defense has spent a lot of time on the field. Now they got to come out and find a way to match that score.
14-8 Reading's lead, and they appear to be lining up to go for a conventional point after. Jake Palm does the kicking. Backup quarterback Jack Murphy holds. Snap, Murphy gets the ball down, and Palm lifts it up into the night and between the bars. Back up field come the teams. 3:21 to play here in the first quarter. It's Reading 15 and Leominster 8.
Leominster with a chance to answer, though, Todd, so we'll have to see if they can continue to match score for score here with this high-powered offense.
And the light celebration ensues here at Memorial Stadium. Gotta love the LEDs, Bill Thomas. The push of a button and you get that kind of a celebration.
It's very similar to what they have at Polar Park, where they
Yes.
can use the lights to pump the crowd up a little bit. You know, I'm sure you're aware of this, but the lights at Polar Park are shaped like hearts.
They are, that's correct.
And it's just a great amenity to have, and it really excites the fans to see it.
And I was going to say, even the visiting fans over here from Leominster either are thinking that the power is going out or is somehow on the fritz, or as it turns out, are celebrating the excitement that is the ability to have the lights pan throughout the building.
I got to tell you, Tom, I'm seeing a lot of blue. It was a long ride here, good hour, but a lot of blue over here. But some of the Rocket fans are starting to invade our side. But it's a spirited crowd, and it's great to see.
Indeed it is, and offense is going to be what they're going to see. Kate Robbins is standing by back at RFM HQ. She'll have the stats on the scoring drive after this kickoff on the approach. Line drive down the middle off the foot of Palm. It's knocked down by an up man at the 25-yard line. It's Reyes. Reyes, after taking it out of the air with one hand, picks up a flat football, comes across the 30, and battles to the 35. Return of 10 for Aramis Reyes, and it will be a Leominster 1st and 10. Their own 35 coming right to left. Kate, you've got the Rocket scoring drive.
I certainly do. 8-play drive, 4 first downs in that drive alone, covering 63 yards. Took them 3 minutes to do it, but it's capped off by the 1-yard touchdown rush by Ryan Strout. Conventional extra point is good. Right now, Reading on top of Leominster 15-8.
All right, Kate, thank you so much. 1st and 10 Leominster, their own 35, going right to left. Lopez out of a gun, back to pass with a 3-receiver set. He is backpedaling. He is uncomfortable. He's now rolling to his right, passing the numbers, looking for a block. Didn't get it, but got it back to the line of scrimmage. Crossed the 35 and even managed to advance the football, reaching it out to the 37-yard line, gain of 2. And it will be a 2nd down and 8 to go. Bill Thomas making something out of nothing.
Talk about running for your life. Osiris was on the move there, circling around, but keeping his head up and somehow finding a lane to some clear path running to the sideline over there on that right side. Turned about a 10 yards, what would have been a 10-yard sack into a 2-yard gain.
I want to talk about offensive efficiency, Bill Thomas, after this play. 2nd down and 8 to go. Leominster their own 37 coming right to left. In the road, white tops, white bottoms, trimmed in royal blue at the shoulders and the pant legs. Classic Leominster white helmet with a single royal blue stripe. The handoff goes for Newton on 2nd down and 8. He'll take it out to the right of the formation, cross the 35 and up toward the 40. They mark him down the 39.5 yard line after gaining 3, and it'll be 3rd down and 5 to go. And Bill Thomas, what we have seen thus far from the Rockets has been offensive efficiency. They go down the field, play goes exactly the way they want it to go, and they find the open player.
Yeah, with no panic either. You know, the quarterback's standing tall, but they're using them underneath receivers to perfection tonight.
3rd and 5, Leominster from their own 39.5. Lopez checks the defense, now steps back, gets an additional signal from head coach Devin Gates. More signals coming in here, a 3-receiver set. Newton will switch to the opposite pocket of Lopez in the backfield. He will backpedal. Now turn. He moves the receiver out. It was Drinkwater into the sideline, and Drinkwater turned right when they needed left. Good coverage downfield by Jack Doherty.
Yeah, he had Ricky Yee crossing, though, going from left to right, wide open at about the 45, right at the first down marker. Didn't see him, though. Tried to get it to Drinkwater to no avail.
The incompletion brings up 4th down and 5 to go for Leominster, their own 39-yard line. Officials trying to push the Rockets back off the white on the sideline, and they managed to do it, Bill Thomas, without a flag.
And they don't have that protective area there where they the so-called no man's land, so challenging for the officials and the players both.
Viola back in punt formation. He was standing at his own 25, got pushed back to his own 23, got the kick away. Fair catch called for and made by Strout at the 35-yard line of the Rockets. Nice punt by Jared Viola to change field positions and keep things in order. 2:05 to play here in the first quarter. Reading 15 and Leominster 8.
Yeah, netted about 25 on the field position change there, but I tell you, this Rockets offense is scary, Todd and Kate, and we'll have to see now. This is where the chasing touchdowns could become a problem here. Blue Devils got to find a way to stand tall in defense, force a turnover, or get the ball back on downs.
You heard Coach Devin Gates say it inside the headset. There's a difference between either keeping up with the pace or dictating the pace in the process.
First flag.
Yeah, flag out from the sideline. It's a procedure call against the Rockets.
First flag we've seen tonight, Todd. Too, they're keeping the flags in the pocket tonight, which can be a good thing. We hate to see the flags become part of the game story.
Becken Hughes, I think, flinched over here on the sideline. Then he just shed his towel in frustration.
The towel
over
blew,
the
I
sideline.
think. It was the wind. The towel blew up. He got called for motion.
1st and 15 back at their own 30, and the give is for Day, and Day just cuts through the middle of the Leominster defense. The 30, then the 35, and down at the 37, maybe the 38-yard line. He gains back what was lost, plus 2 more, so it'll be 2nd down and 8. Ball laying at the 37-yard line of the Rockets, going left to right for the next 1:45 here of the first quarter.
Nice gain of 7 there, but he just put his head down. He's like a bowling ball going down an alley, just pushing pins aside.
Day 5'10", 200 pounds, and strong as a whip. Play action fake in the grasp. It was Murphy, and it slowed them down enough. The sack comes in. It was John Escabi who got a handful of Murphy's jersey and slowed him down to wait for the cleanup from Gio Roman.
Yeah, he didn't get. He stayed home, so to speak, Todd. He didn't give up that end position. Didn't bite on that fake, did exactly what he's supposed to do, and here comes the quarterback running right into his arms.
A 3-and-out situation potentially here converted by Leominster if they can get the Rockets off the field. 3rd down and 7 to go.
Had him 3rd and 10 last drive.
Back to pass. Stepping up in the pocket, Murphy open and through the hands of Becken Hughes and incomplete. He was wide open downfield. No coverage within 5 yards, but he couldn't reel it in.
And no coverage and nobody on the other side for defenders either. If he gets out on the fly, it's a completely different story the way that drive ends, Todd.
4th down and 7 to go. Ball at the Rocket 38-yard line, left hash going left to right. Jake Palm also does the punting. He stands back at his own 25-yard line to kick. 56 seconds with the clock stopped on the incompletion. Left here in the first. Good snap. Palm puts a toe into it, sends it end over end. It will hop at the Leominster 30, and it will be touchdown at the 25-yard line.
Ricky waiting for it, bounce there, never got it. Ball bounced 9 degrees to the side, almost right into Steven Diaz there. Fortunate not to put a touch on that ball.
41 seconds left here in the first quarter. 15-8 Reading's lead, but Bill Thomas, the defenses matched each other. Each one produces a turnover on that drive.
Yeah, we'll have to see now. Blue Devils got to find a way to answer. You don't want to, you got to keep from chasing 2 touchdowns. You want to chase 2 scores, and they got to get one back right here.
Leominster out at their own 26-yard line. 1st down and 10, their own 26 coming right to left. 3 receivers set, 2 to the right of the formation. The snap, Newton stretches the play out to the left, gets to the left corner, gets past the defense, 30 on the sideline, now midfield, cross the Rocket 40, pushed out of bounds, still on his feet, and then tapped to the sideline around the 25. And
Where's the officials?
Might have given up a little early, Bill Thomas.
I think he's out, but what's happening back here, Todd?
The wing official that was on the Reading sideline.
We got a flag over here, Todd.
Flipped the flag out around the 32-yard line.
That's got to be a hold as he's turning the corner. Push them back, they're saying, and that is an unfortunate turn of events right there. No flags until right then. It turns a big play into a nothing.
It's a holding call signaled against Leominster. It'll be a 10-yard penalty. It was behind just in front of the original line, Bill Thomas, around the 32, it looks like.
Trying to see where they're putting it. Yeah,
Put it back down around the 23.
Around the 33, just as he was turning the corner, Todd.
So they replay first down. It'll be 1st and 13. The Leominster 23-yard line coming right to left and negating what was a great play for Mackay Newton.
How we hate seeing that. How many big plays did we lose last week on flags? I think cost the Blue Devils 3 touchdowns in the end, Todd.
And this isn't going to be the night you'll be able to keep pace under those circumstances. Braden Martin in to spell Newton. He gets the first down carry and recovers some of the drive, levels a defender, crossing the 35 and down around the 39-yard line, and he gets back what was lost, Bill Thomas.
Plus the extra, Todd. First down, but you talk about running tough.
To the
nice
40-yard line, and Leominster moving quickly. Right back, the snap, give it to Martin. Martin takes it out to the left of the formation, cross the 40 to the 42-yard line. And Bill Thomas, we'll see how long Leominster stays with this. This was something that stood out to me watching Reading on video. The pace in the Middlesex League was a bit antithetical. It was a slow-moving play, but nobody really running hurry-ups like we've been seeing in Central Mass throughout the year. Teams head to their respective sidelines. First quarter in the books here from Memorial Stadium in Reading tonight. The 6-seeded Rockets of Reading, 15. The 11-seed Blue Devils of Leominster, 8 through 1 quarter of play here from Memorial Stadium tonight.
Tell you, Todd, that run right there, about a 15-yarder by Braden Martin after that unfortunate flag, really woke the Leominster faithful up over here. And just have to see if the Blue Devils can build off of that momentum they got on that turnaround. Cost them that big play on that holding call.
Kate Robbins standing by at RFM HQ. And Kate, first quarter stats that are sticking out to you.
All right, first let's take a look at team totals right now. Reading, 138 total yards of offense, and they've had the ball for most of the first quarter. If we take a look at individual notable statistics right now, Osiris Lopez for the Blue Devils, 2 of 3, 64 yards passing. Most notably, the 58-yard touchdown reception by Ricky Encarnacion. On Reading's side of the ball, they have 2 touchdowns thus far on the evening. Right now, quarterback James Murphy, 7 of 9, 96 yards passing, already to 4 different receivers. Strout with a team-high 3 receptions.
All right, Kate, thank you so much. And Murphy already racking it up. He'll easily cross the 100-yard barrier here in the early going. Second down, they show 2nd and 8 on the board, but it's 2nd and 9 from the Leominster 41 at left hash. Back to pass, it's Lopez, middle of the field, jump ball in and out of the hands of Caden Drinkwater. It was a little high, he went to the top floor, had it on the gloves, and couldn't complete the process of the catch.
And that's something we haven't seen from that freshman Drinkwater this year. He's pretty sure-handed, but just couldn't corral that one. Pass was a little high, tried to pull it in, defender was there, and ball fell incomplete.
11:55 to play here in the second quarter, just 5 seconds into quarter 2. And Bill Thomas, something you don't like seeing here is coming our way into the stadium complex. It is Reading Fire, as the fire department is reporting along with their rescue ambulance. See if we can establish what's going on there as action proceeds on the field. 3rd and 9. Lopez out of a gun, rolls, directing traffic, eludes a defender, now gets into open space. He's got midfield across the 45, and he sort of toe taps down to the 40 and touches his behind down with a big Leominster first down. How did he get out of the grasp of the defense? What could have been a sack turns into a major gain.
Could have been a sack, could have been a fumble. He's holding that a fumble, could have holding that ball out there like a loaf of bread, but somehow puts the brakes on, sidesteps inside the defender, and turns out across field for a 20-yard and a first down.
1st and 10, Leominster at the Rocket 40, going left to right here in quarter 2. Newton gets the handoff on first down, slowly stretching the play out to the left, gets around left corner, and gains a handful, maybe 4 on the play, 2nd and 6.
Nice job. I tell you, I love the way Newton takes his time and lets his blockers pick up the defender and then just turns on that burst of speed as he approaches the corner. Nice running right there. Good solid 4+ yards on first down.
We may look back on that Lopez first down as maybe changing the Leominster fortunes in this first half if Leominster can make this drive.
It definitely flipped the field, Todd.
Second down and 6 to go. Give this time for Encarnacion out of that shotgun backfield, and he tries to avoid a defender but got picked up by the second one coming through. It was a nice play made there. Looks like 16, the middle linebacker, Giacomo Iapika, makes the play there, although a short gain for Encarnacion to the Rocket 35. It'll be third down and 5.
Yeah, Sean, looked like number 9, Andrew Giovanni was also in on that, but nice job right there, stringing that out. Rockets got him out about as far as he could. Ricky tried to turn it up, but there was no room there.
10-10 and counting to play here in the second quarter. Leominster chasing a 15-8 Reading advantage. Reading was a perfect 8-0 coming into this meeting. Leominster 7-1 through their 8 weeks of the regular season. 3rd and 5 from the 35, going left to right. A 4-receiver shotgun set. Lopez back to pass. Finds the slot receiver on the screen. It's Encarnacion. Slams on the brakes. Now moves forward. He advances the football up the left hashes, reaching for the 30-yard line and down. And the officials say that's enough for a Leominster first down, and the drive continues.
A little stutter step there by Mr. Excitement to let the defender blow by him. The first one found a way to 3 more yards. He was well short of that first down, Todd, but kind of willed his way through those last 2 or 3 yards to move the chains.
9:33 and counting to play here in the second quarter. Lopez into the huddle. 2 receivers will go wide of the formation. Drinkwater wide to the left. Viola wide to the right. And now 2 more receivers. Diaz and Encarnacion set up a trips on the right of the shotgun set on 1st and 10 at the Rocket 30. Lopez back to pass. Middle of the field. Looking up the seam for Encarnacion. Got it on the gloves, but it hits the ground incomplete.
Yeah, Ricky not quite looking for that in time. Didn't get his head back. And right when the ball was arriving, got his hands up. Just couldn't corral it. Timing off ever so slightly on that go pattern.
Clock stops on the incompletion. 9:12 to play here in the second quarter. Ball laying at the Rocket 30-yard line, just a step inside of left hash. Left to right goes this drive. On 2nd down and 10. Lopez signaling out to the receivers wide. It was Viola picking up the signal just inside of him, slot right, Encarnacion. The snap and the give, find this time Newton, and Newton takes some room across the 30 and up to the 28-yard line. Gains maybe 2 on the play, so it's about a 3rd down and 8.
Yeah, tough sledding right there. Rockets collapsing in the middle. Then Newton's best work has been done on the outside, but trying to bowling ball his way through the middle of that defense, no avail. Big 3rd down right here, Todd.
Indeed it is. 8:45 and counting to play here in the second quarter.
Looks like bringing in a couple of fresh defenders here in the backfield for the Rockets. A couple of fresh linebackers chase around those receivers.
Leominster needs the Rocket 20-yard line for a first down. Shotgun set, 2 receivers out to the left. Lopez back to pass, got some time. Middle of the field, floats one high. It's long and incomplete. Encarnacion was the intended receiver. Double coverage there, though. It was Strout and Jake Palm that were both in the neighborhood.
Yeah, Rick, once again, Ricky unable to get his hands on that, but I think Osiris missed his swing man out in the left flat right there. He had a little screen pass out there. I'm not sure if it was Newton or who had floated out there, but a lot of room to run, but Lopez looking downfield all the way.
Leominster trailing by 7 and facing a 4th down and 9 at the Rocket 29-yard line, going left to right. We'll go for it here on 4th down and 9. Trips to the wide side right of the shotgun set. Lopez the snap. Rolls out to the right, stops at the right numbers, looks back against the grain. He's got a defender coming at him. Now he decides to riff the play back to the left. Throws a wobbler into triple coverage, running it down and intercepting is Jake Palm. He will make the interception at the Reading 4-yard line.
Well, that was a pretty interesting play, Todd. I tell you, Osiris had all kinds of room to run to the left side of the field, but he chose to loft it up there. Rocket decided to intercept it on the 2. He doesn't catch that. They get the ball out about at the 40. We'll have to see what this field position does, but nonetheless, turnover either on downs or an interception. It was going to be a turnover the way it turned out, but I tell you, Cyrus, I might have missed an opportunity there. He had a lot of running room, but kind of scrambling around there and trying to make something happen. Can't blame him for that, but to no avail. We'll have to see if the defense can't step up here, keep the Rockets back in the shadow of their own goal line.
Palm's interception is as good as a Leominster coffin corner punt. So Rocket football,
exactly right.
1st and 10 at the 4-yard line, coming right to left. In his own end zone, Murphy in the shotgun set gives it to Day, and Day gets easily into the second level, up the middle of the field, cross the 10, and taken down around the 12-yard line.
That definitely moves him out of the shadow of that goal line with that big gain of 9 yards on 1st down, and puts them in very easily obtainable first down territory.
Passing the 8-minute mark here of the second quarter, Reading with the 15-8 advantage, and they have the football. Trips will set to the wide side left of the formation. Stack the tight end out to the right, and Murphy with Day in the backfield on second down and short at their own 11-yard line. Murphy, double call for the ball, now steps up, calls one more signal. Encarnacion shows bump coverage, then sets back. The handoff is for Day. Day gets lassoed by Josh Cormier down around the 15-yard line, but it is enough for a Reading first down.
Picked up about 3 on that, but they only needed 1. Nice job by Cormier, though. Nice high ankle tackle.
Tonight's broadcast of high school football on RFM Audio, televised and simulcast via our partners at Leominster TV. LTV Sports on Comcast Channel 9, Verizon Channel 32. For replay schedules, visit leominster.tv for more information. On first down, back to pass, it's Murphy, deflected at the line and will hit the ground incomplete. And Bill Thomas, the coaching staff had to have said 100 times to the Leominster defense before the game, you come through that line and get to that quarterback, you better have your hands up. He's a tall guy. You put those hands up, you're going to eliminate lanes for him.
You gotta find some way to distract him, Todd, and you're perfectly right. If you can't get to him, play some hands-up defense and try to distract him a little. Maybe you can get your fingertips on the ball, change the direction, maybe pick up an interception.
2nd and 10 from their own 15-yard line. Shotgun set, trips to the right, back to pass Murphy. Slot from the right, pass complete on the slant. It is Strout across the Reading 30 and down at the 32-yard line with another Rocket first down. Gain of 17 on that play.
How pretty is that crossing play, Todd? I think, I don't know how many completions that Murphy has, but if he has 15, 10 of them have probably been across the middle.
Personnel changes here. Sean Crowley will come in at the tight end spot, subbing for Alex DiNapoli. Murphy was pleading to the sideline to get a different personnel package. Now he's got it. 2nd and 10. Make it 1st and 10 despite the 2 up on the stick. Murphy back to pass, uncorks, middle of the field, trying to run under it is Doherty, and it's just long and just incomplete. Doherty had beat Aguilar down the middle of the field, but he was not able to get underneath that one for Murphy.
No, Murphy floated it up there, pretty pass, but it's about 3 yards past the outstretched arms of the receiver there was Doherty, but that was going to go for 6 if he could have hit him in stride. Had plenty of open space between the defender and himself.
2nd down and 10. Ball at the Rocket 33-yard line, just inside of left hash. Coming right to left. 3 receivers set. Make it 4. Trips wide to the right. The snap for Murphy. Give it to Day. Day stepped in the bear trap known as Delmar Wright. Wright relinquished as the rest of the defense will ride Day across the 35 and down to the 37-yard line. Day was not to be denied on that extra yard.
No, and there was no way he wasn't going to get something positive out of that. I think he was stopped at the line of scrimmage. Found a way to pick up some positive yards, about 4. They're giving him 5 on that, Todd.
Yeah, ball laid down at the 38-yard line of the Rockets, going right to left. Shotgun set, trips wide to the right, single one-on-one down along the boundary is Doherty. Doherty tries to make a move, but meanwhile the handoff goes back for Jack Doherty up the middle of the field to Dougherty, right up the middle of the field, cross the 40 and down to the 44-yard line. Enough for the Rocket first down.
Needed 4, got 5, moves the chains. This is the score that the Blue Devils do not want to give up right here.
5.5 minutes to play here before halftime. 15-8 Reading's advantage with the football. They started at their own 4-yard line on this drive. The shotgun snap. Give it from Murphy to Doherty, right up the middle of the field, cross the 45, and turned aside around the 47, maybe the 48. It's a gain of 4, 2nd down and 6.
Tell you, the Rockets doing a good job using Murphy, mixing it up with that passing game. Just as you like to say, Todd, and I hate to steal your phrase, matriculating their way down the field.
Indeed they are. They are following the curriculum of their playbook to a T right now. 2nd down and 5, the 49-yard line of Reading, coming right to left. Motion man is Strout. Murphy asks for the football. Give it this time as Day returns to the game, and Day found the bear trap that is Josh Cormier, and then the defense comes in with the cleanup for no gain on the play.
Nice job by Cormier, slowing him down just enough till friends Gio Roman and 3 or 4 of the the white uniform, Blue Devils there, clean that up. Nice job just to slow that running back down. I tell you, he's just been chewing up yards. You got to get him behind the line of scrimmage if you want to hold him to no gain, because he's going to find a way to turn everything into a positive yardage situation.
Officials mark it good for a half a yard to midfield. 3rd down and 4 out of the gun. Back to pass Murphy. Slant coming from the left. Got it in the hands of Doherty. Wrapped and taken down in double coverage. Aguilar combines with Newton for the tackle.
But good enough for 7 and another first down, Todd.
And that's the most important headline as we pass down toward the final third of this second quarter.
It feels like it could be the last drive of the half here. Blue Devils got to find a way to get that ball back, or at the very least get a turnover on downs here.
3:50 and counting to play here in the second quarter. 15-8 Reading on top of Leominster. Tight bunch trips to the right of the formation. Low snap, Murphy picks it up, now up with it, into open space, beats the defender right. He makes it all the way to the Leominster 30 and pirouettes out of bounds with a little assist from Brian Aguilar at the 24-yard line, and it is another first down, and Coach Devin Gates has seen enough. He needs to call a timeout to stem the tide.
And give his defense a rest right there. Delmar Wright had him around the ankles, but I tell you, the defense looks a little worn, Todd, here as that first half is coming to a close, and I think it came to the forefront right there on that play.
3:37 to play before halftime. Reading 15 and Leominster 8. Kate Robbins is standing by back at RFM HQ. She's got your first half stats coming up at the half, along with scores from around the region. Playoff scores, non-playoff games. She'll aggregate them all. She'll bring them to you coming up at the half. Also, we will have our impact play of the first half, as well as our mid-game adjustments. All that coming up here from Memorial Stadium in Reading tonight at the half. 3:37 to play here in the second quarter. 15-8 Reading's advantage. And you can see why, Bill Thomas. This offense is built to move.
And they have all the weapons, Todd. You're right. You know, short passing game, long passing game, tall quarterback that can survey the field, and a bowling ball for a running back.
From the deck, high above the playing surface here at Memorial Stadium, Todd Robbins with Bill Thomas and Kate Robbins back at RFM HQ in Leominster. A first down and 10 to go for the Rockets from the Leominster 23-yard line after the Leominster timeout. The handoff was for Day. Day will bounce it out, cross the 25-yard line, and taken down at the 23.
John Escabi coming around to get him from the backside, waiting for a little help. Nice job giving him a gain of 1 there, Todd.
Bill Thomas, remember when they told us that they weren't going to use the speakers that were directly above our head?
They just use them?
They just turned them on.
But at least they're pointed out. We'll have to see how it affects our crowd crowd mic.
We just took the crowd mic out of play, so it'll be second down and 9. Handoff goes inside for Doherty. Jack Doherty scampering from left, now to the middle of the field right, moving it upfield across the 10, then the 5, and taken down inside the 5 at around the 2-yard line.
Gain of 20 right there, and that, I tell you, that field just opened up right there, Todd. Great blocking, and once he broke free of the line of scrimmage, cut it from left to right, and I think we're going to have a intercom problem the rest of the game.
Indeed we may. It may be a challenge, but bear with. 2:35 and counting to play here in the second quarter. Reading with the 15-8 advantage and continuing to push the football from right to left in an effort to add one more to the board before halftime. Under the 2.5-minute mark. The shotgun set. Murphy the snap. Give it for Day. Murphy thinks he got it. Day says he's in, and they signal he is. It's a Reading touchdown.
Both wing officials had it at the same time, Todd, and you're right. That puts another 6 on the board here as the first half is winding down. Blue Devils going to have a couple of minutes, see if they can answer.
And Murphy and the offense stays on the field, getting a signal from the sideline here. It looks like they will go for 2.
This is just a weird-looking setup.
Yeah, and this is one of those 2-point conversions you draw up on the napkins.
What hole do you run
the snap,
into?
Give it for Day. Day takes it to that same hole left of the center and just pushes his way through the defense and into the end zone. 2-point conversion is good.
So I have to ask you, Todd, why don't we ever see a play like that on regular offense?
It's a great question.
I mean, it looks like it confuses the defense in a short yard situation. I think it would be an interesting look, but we never see that kind of play on offense.
This will be one of those things that you will be questioned, I'm sure. It's just one of those awkward formations. To be honest with you, Bill Thomas, as an announcer, I hate it because I never know where to go with that. I don't even know what you call it.
A 3-3, it's a triple stack. 3 in the middle, 3 on each side, the quarterback with a running back. I call it the 3-3-3 and go. But which direction is he going to go? He went to the hole between the center and the left. But I love that look of the formation because I tell you, the defense has got to have no idea how to defend that.
Gone to the same place twice, and it's worked both times.
Stand up.
2:18 to play before halftime. It's Reading 23 and Leominster 8.
See if the Blue Devils can't answer. But you know what, Todd? This is where they could really get in trouble here if they try to force something. Last thing you want to do is create a turnover, give up a turnover in your own side of the field, and give up an easy score here going into the half.
And Leominster gets the football after halftime.
They do.
Palm drives this one end over end downfield, pushes Encarnacion back to his own 5-yard line. Head of steam and the space to the 15, then the 20, and the Gunners will close across the 20 and down at the 21-yard line. So it'll be a Leominster 1st and 10 at their own 21, going left to right, 2:11 to play before halftime.
Return of about 15 yards there for Ricky, but not very good field position. This is a danger zone, Todd. I'm fearful for what might happen here, but I'd love to see the Blue Devils find a way to push the ball down the field. Just don't get careless here.
That's the
Like you
quicksand
said, Todd,
potential.
Blue Devils going to get the ball to start the second half. You don't want to go into halftime down 3.
A 4-receiver set, trips wide to the right on 1st and 10 at their own 21. Lopez back to pass, got great time on the block. He'll now slide to his left, flip downfield, making the catch across midfield. It's Encarnacion, still on his feet to the 40-yard line and taken down back at the 41. Point of farthest progress will be the Rocket 40. And Bill Thomas, Lopez had all day as it was token pressure up front.
Yeah, and good job to Ricky. Keep running to open space right there. Lopez looking downfield with his head up. Turn that into a 40-yard gain.
Leominster working quickly. 1st and 10 from the Rocket 40. Plenty of time again. Lopez just waiting. There's a covered sack downfield, but Lopez keeps the play alive. He'll drift it out to the numbers right, still on his feet. Now tries to throw a fake cross the 40, and he's out of bounds at the Reading 38-yard line. Stops the clock 96 seconds before halftime.
I don't know if you noticed that defense, Todd. Rockets only rushing 3. That's why there's no pressure. Flooding the defensive zone, passing zones with 8 defenders. It's no wonder Lopez couldn't find anybody to throw the ball to. But good for him not to try to force something into what was pretty much double coverage all the way around the field, downfield. He ended up with about a yard. Wasn't a sack.
2nd and 9. It wasn't a sack.
He had close to 10 seconds, I think, if you're counting back there. But yeah, Rockets only rushing 3 players. Osiris all day back there, but great coverage, staying with their men downfield for the Rockets.
It was a backcourt violation in basketball. 2nd and 9, Lopez back to pass, uncorks, Encarnacion tries to adjust in the air, but a nice play made by Strout as he will knock it down incomplete. The officials closed.
Looking
they
at
thought
each
it was
other.
an interception,
Never
but
saw the incomplete look.
yeah, the ball will hit the ground incomplete. And check it, it was 14, Jake Palm downfield in coverage.
Yeah, and we didn't see that crossed arms or either one, and a little confusion right there, but Ricky just getting turned around, gave up that inside position of the defender, luckily not to have that intercepted.
3rd and 9 from the Rocket 39-yard line at right hash, 1:29 to play before halftime. You also face the possibility here, Bill Thomas, of giving the ball back to Reading with a lot of time on the clock as well before halftime.
You're exactly right, Todd. They got to be careful here, but either way, I think that if the Blue Devils don't get a first down here, I was going to say Reading's probably going to end up calling a timeout, but Lemonster wants to talk about this.
Yeah, the clock was stopped on the incompletion, so Coach Devin Gates spends the timeout. 1:29 to play here in the second quarter. Reading 23 and Leominster 8. Halftime coming up here on RFM Audio with our partners at Leominster TV. We may get a performance from the Marching Rockets as well here of Reading, and here at RFM Audio and Leominster TV, you get the band. So at the half, we'll have the band performance along with Kate Robbins' first half stats, scores from around the playoffs and around the non-playoffs as well as our mid-game adjustments and our impact play of the first half. All that coming up here on the half here on RFM Audio, Leominster TV, and with our partners in delay, Tucka56radio.com and 95.1 FM, WLPZ, and WLPZ.org. 1:29 to play before halftime, 23-8. Reading's advantage right now. And Bill Thomas, people are going to try to run some comparisons. They're going to say, is this the Peabody game thus far? And I would say, no, it's not. Peabody had much firmer control by halftime of that football game. Leominster's in this football game. They're down 2 scores, but they're firmly in this football game. They just need to stay in this football.
Yeah, I think that the Blue Devils defense is playing a little taller tonight than they did against Peabody. They fell behind, by 3 scores early on against Peabody and were just never able to right the ship.
Trips tight to the boundary right. One-on-one is Aguilar out to the left. Back to pass on 3rd and 9. Lopez looks, third look, over the middle, it's Encarnacion. Makes the catch, slams on the brakes, lets a defender go by. Still on his feet, across the Rocket 20, 15, outside the number sideline. 10, reach for the pylon, and in! It's Ricky Encarnacion with another E. An effort touchdown into the end zone and puts Leominster on the board. 1:16 to play before halftime. It's a 39-yard touchdown strike. Lopez to Encarnacion. And it's Reading 23, Leominster 14, pending the point after.
He just gave me a new nickname. Ricky
Effort.
Ricky Effort. I like it. Ricky E. I tell you, we can't run out of enough explicitives for Ricky, but Ricky Effort right there.
1:16 to play here in the second quarter, and Leominster will go for 2. Lopez stays on the field with Encarnacion and Newton in the backfield. 3 receivers, 2 out to the left of the shotgun set. Double fake, now rolls. Encarnacion out of the backfield. Lopez finds him in the end zone. 2-point conversion is good.
Great job right there by Encarnacion, just sneaking out from his backfield position, leaking across the middle, and Lopez had him all the way.
Back upfield come the teams. 1:16 to play before halftime. It's Reading 23 and Leominster 16. Kate Robbins, a Leominster scoring drive before halftime.
Pretty impressive 79-yard drive for the Blue Devils. It took just 4 plays, 1 minute off the clock, and it's capped with a 38-yard touchdown reception by, you guessed it, Ricky Encarnacion. 2-point conversion attempt is good. Right now, 16 points for Leominster. They're starting to keep up with this Reading Rockets offense.
Indeed they are, Kate. Thank you so much. And Bill Thomas, that play, so important. Lopez went through his progressions, and it seemed like he wasn't finding what he was looking for. But he hung in there long enough, and it gave Encarnacion enough time to come open underneath the defense.
Right there, those last 4 words, underneath the defense, is really what that play was all about. We've seen Osiris force the ball downfield in those situations for those 50-50 balls. Right there, he waited for the center underneath the clear.
Doherty with the return from the Rocket 20-yard line, coming right to left. He'll take it across the 25 and out of bounds at the 28-yard line. Dan Thompson with a great kick, pushing them back downfield, and the Rockets will have a 1st and 10 after the return by Doherty at their own 28-yard line, going right to left. 1:10 to play here before halftime. And now, if you're Coach John Fiore and staff, Bill Thomas, you're going to make a decision here. Do you push the issue here, or is 1 score good enough going to the half?
Well, they're kind of the same position the Blue Devils just were in. Do you risk it and give up one that's going to, be detrimental for your halftime planning, or do you play safe here? I don't think they're going to play safe, though. I think they're going to force the ball down the field.
No reason to, and here comes an empty set, Bill Thomas. 5 receivers, trips wide to the left, 2 receivers to the right, and Murphy's back to pass on 1st and 10 at his own 28. Receiver comes open over the middle, but it's high and incomplete. Strout got a hand on it, but he couldn't reel it in.
Good job right there by the defenders, kind of circling around at the last minute, but Stroud found some open ground there. If that ball was on the money, I think that was going to go for some good yardage. A little high, couldn't reel it in, and fortunately fell to the ground.
Clock stopped on the incompletion. 1:05 to play before halftime. 23-16 is Reading's lead in this Week 9 playoff action, the round of 16 in Division II. On 2nd and 10, Murphy back to pass, middle of the field, wide open Doherty across the Rocket 40 at the 43-yard line, and Ricky Encarnacion chases him down with the tackle. Caden Drinkwater out there as well. It's a gain of 15, and the clock will stop on the 1st down, and now the timeout is spent by Reading to stop the clock 57 seconds before halftime. It's Reading 23 and Leominster 16.
And how successful has that been, that crossing, Pat and Todd? We've seen that time and time again. That's become the Rockets' go-to play, and they've used it to perfection. I don't know why they run any other play. And what's that going to – it's going to pull the defenders in and then look for that go pattern because they're going to go over the top. And Blue Devils got to be aware of that.
Leominster has run the 5-receiver set, but they haven't often had to scheme defensively against a 5-receiver set. And you can see when 5 receivers flood out into various, motions out in the field, Leominster is struggling to find all those patterns. It's where are they? Who's got who? Usually Leominster has been able to pick somebody. Maybe you double up on them. You say, okay, you're going to take out their best receiver. Now you've got single coverage against their 2, 3, 4 receiver. Now you start to make some decisions there. When you've got 5 receivers spread out in a formation, you've got a lot of choices to make.
And they're running defenders out of the middle of the field, and then somebody's coming back through the middle uncovered, and that's where the success is coming from.
1st and 10 at their own 43. Back to pass. Murphy waits, comes to the line. He throws. It is knocked down, incomplete, and Murphy may have been just past the line. And by the way, the umpire got crossbody blocked off the play as well. He appears to be okay as he is up after the incompletion. Very close to Murphy throwing downfield.
He looked well downfield there, close to the 45. But Steven Diaz in a great position for an interception, just a little high, couldn't get up off his fingertips.
Any portion of the body, Bill Thomas, that's behind that line, and it is favors the quarterback. Yep. Anything behind the line, it's got to be completely past the line of scrimmage on the throw. 2nd and 10, screen thrown out to the right, complete for Doherty. Doherty takes it on an angle from the numbers to the boundary, crossing midfield and out of play at the Leominster 47-yard line. Stops the clock, 44 seconds left before halftime, and Reading moving the ball downfield. And, of course, they've got the kicker, Jake Palm, who's got the leg. Gain of 10 on that one. It's a 1st and 10 for Reading.
Nice job right there. I tell you, Delmar Wright jumped that, and he was right in that passing lane. I don't know how that ball got through his upraised arms, but nice job right there anticipating what was happening. Just couldn't get his hands on the football.
Deliberate pace here. No need to hurry, and Reading just moves at their own beat. 1st and 10 at the Leominster 47-yard line at right hash. Shotgun set, Strout's the motion man. He'll be slot to the left. Back to pass, it's Murphy. Got some time, looks out to the boundary. Underneath, pass is caught. Nice catch made there by Beckenhughes. He keeps it in bounds and moves the ball across the 30 and out of bounds now at the Leominster 27-yard line. Gains 20 on that play. And the clock is stopped 37 seconds before halftime. 23-16 Reading's lead, and the Rockets want to add one more to the board.
Yeah, and the Blue Devils continue to lose that final receiver swinging out of the backfield and coming into that open area. Somebody's got to stay home there, try to create a little zone for protection in the middle.
1st and 10 for the Rockets at the Leominster 28. Low snap fielded by Murphy. Murphy now scrambling as the defense forces him out of the pocket. He's rolling to his right. He will throw to nobody in particular, incomplete. He was well past the end spot, so definitely outside the tackles. Don't have to worry about intentional grounding there, but Bill Thomas, there was nobody in the general area, but that's what a 4-year starting senior quarterback has, that presence of mind, knows where he is on the field, and knows he can just throw to open space.
Yeah, smart move there, but you know what? There was no open space in the middle because Josh Cormier stayed home that time, never gave up the middle of the field until he saw the quarterback was in trouble, decided to rush, and that's what flushed him out of the pocket. Nice play right there by Josh Cormier to force that play to go elsewhere.
27 seconds left before halftime. 2nd down and 10 from the Leominster 28. Murphy with a knee-high snap, sets, middle of the field, throws, in and out of the hands, and incomplete. Beckenhughes was the intended receiver, and he was among a quadrant of Leominster defenders, but he was in open space. He just couldn't reel it in, incomplete.
He was, and it went through one of the Blue Devil defenders, too. I think it might have been Ricky Encarnacion's hands afterwards, but a little too late for him to adjust on that, but almost a turnover right there. Blue Devils need to find a way to stem this drive here. 23 seconds left in the half.
23-16, Reading's lead, and a 3rd down and 10 at the Leominster 28-yard line at left hash, going right to left. Shotgun set, 3 receivers, make it 4, tight to the formation, 2 on either side. The shotgun snap and back to pass. With some time, it's Murphy, middle of the field. There's Beckenhughes, makes the catch across the 15 and taken down at the Leominster 10-yard line. 1st down for Reading, and the clock stopped, and now the timeout taken. 15 seconds left before halftime. It's a 16-yard gain. Murphy to Beckenhughes.
Nice job right there, finding a way to get that open receiver, coming across the middle. Gets him the ball, standing tall, and I don't know how many times we can say that, but Murphy just showing a presence that's there from being a 4-year starter. It's on display tonight.
15 seconds left before halftime, 23-16, Reading's advantage. Coach Devin Gates has asked for the attention of the crew chief and now is looking for a conversation. Meanwhile, defensive coordinator Dennis Manoni continues to meet with his defense downfield. Coach Gates got his message into the crew chief, and now the Leominster huddle will break coming out of the timeout here. Time for at least 2 plays here, Bill Thomas, and maybe 1 timeout left for Reading here.
If the scoreboard's correct, I would say that is correct, Todd.
1st and 10 for Reading at the Leominster 12-yard line at left hash. Shotgun set, trips tight to the boundary left. Snap for Murphy. Got some time. He looked to the one-on-one on the right of the field. Instead, comes back, middle of the field, finds the slant, finds Beckenhughes into the end zone, and Reading puts 6 more on the board. A response from the Rockets.
And a 12-yard strike that couldn't get any prettier, but where did it go, Todd? Across the middle.
And there was Beckenhughes to make the catch.
Murphy standing tall, waiting for him to clear the defender, and automatic.
29-16, Reading advances to a 2-score lead once again. Conventional point after. Ball down from Murphy. Kick is true for Palm, and back up the field come the teams. 10 seconds left before halftime. It's Reading 30 and Leominster 16.
That's a tough one to give up. Right before half, you just battled down to 1 score, but now no time to answer. And looking at a 2-score deficit. Good thing you're going to get the ball to start the second half. You're going to have to come out and answer right away if you're the Blue Devils.
Score, respond, score, respond, score, respond. That's where Leominster is at right now, and they are playing from behind.
It's going to be very important when they come out with that first possession in the second half because, we saw it once again against that Wachusett game. Against Wachusett, once Wachusett fell down 3 scores, they battled back to within 1, but it's tough to put 3 scores in a row up against such a good opponent, and, it's just not the road to success.
Ball back on the tee, 40-yard line at our right. Whistle to continue play once again.
Blue Devils haven't played like they should be down, have given up 30 points. Defense hasn't played that bad, but the Rockets' offense has been very efficient.
They are efficient, and we'll add another E, Bill Thomas, effective in their movement. Palm sends the ball, a ground ball up the middle of the field, fielded on a high hop by Jared Viola. Viola takes it right into the charging Gunners and down around the 38-yard line. 6 seconds left before halftime. It's 30-16 Reading on top. Leominster gets the ball after halftime. What does Coach Devin Gates decide to do here? Do you take the 1 pop, or is it too risky here?
I see 4 wide already, Todd, so I think that's going to be our answer.
Never been fearful with this group as they want to go downfield. Coach Gates sends the signals into the team. Coming out of the huddle here.
Drinkwater switching sides here.
Indeed.
Coming over to the near side, go 3 wide.
He'll be slot to the right, not a spot you see Drinkwater often.
Exactly right. Trying to lose him on the defense, I think.
There's the snap, and Lopez drifts out. Hangs, and he will launch downfield. It will be a jump ball well short of the end zone. That is, in fact, picked off at the 20-yard line of the Rockets. The interception by Jake Palm, his second on the night.
Harmless interception is just going to be a stat, but doesn't surprise me the Blue Devils threw the ball downfield, but they will get the ball to start second half, and I'm sure they'll be chucking the ball downfield, trying to come back from 2 scores.
Round of 16, opening round of the Division II playoffs here in 2022. Halftime score in the 6-11 matchup. And the 6th seed Reading Rockets are on top of the 11 seed Leominster Blue Devils by a 30-16 score at halftime. Leominster going to play from behind in the second half, Bill Thomas. They're going to have to make something happen on that first drive of the second half.
Well, they are, Todd, because once again, they give up that ball after having the open half possession. And if Reading comes down and puts another one up, 3 scores is a tall task, especially the way the Reading offense is playing. They've had every answer. Every time the Blue Devils have scored, they've answered right back. They find a way to put 2 extra ones up, too, and the Blue Devils haven't scored, and that's how they've gotten that 14-point lead.
Coming up at the half, we've got a busy halftime show to come. A performance from the Marching Rockets of Reading, because you get the bands here on RFM Audio and Leominster TV. Kate Robbins is standing by at RFM HQ. She's got your first half stats and scores from around the region tonight, playoffs and non-playoffs alike, out there on the internet tonight. Also, we will have our mid-game adjustments before second half kickoff. Halftime score of the 6-11 matchup, 6-seed Reading 30, 11-seed Leominster 16. A break and we're back with more. This is high school football on RFM Audio.
I'll never forget the day I decided to go out for the football team. Mr. Banks, the JV football coach and my history teacher, asked me to stay after class. I thought I was in trouble. He said, "Hey, Darius, have you thought about going out for football? I think you'd be great." Fact is, I never played football. Fact is, I never had anyone tell me I'd be great at something. So, with no experience at all, I signed up. And a week later, I padded up and was running drills on the field. I never was great, but playing high school sports was one of the greatest experiences of my life. I was accepted by my teammates, and I learned that when someone believes in you, you can believe in yourself.
Encourage a student you know to take part in a high school sport. This message presented by the MIAA and the Massachusetts Secondary Schools Athletic Directors Association.
Papa, why can't we telegraph while riding a horse?
Son, there ain't no one to blame but Jeffro. He was riding old Betsy the Stallion, tip-tapping away at his telegraph, when blam! Ran right into the side of the saloon.
Well, if Jeffro can't do it, neither should you. Don't text and drive.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you out, because only you can prevent wildfires.
Hey, Assistant Smokey Bear, call me Papa Bear, because I'm grilling up dinner. Do you get it?
Yes, good job.
So, what should I do with all these coals?
Don't just toss them out. Put them in a metal container, because those embers can start a wildfire.
I understand. The stakes are high.
Ha, 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 ha.
Learn more at smokeybear.com.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Is there a student athlete at your school that deserves recognition? Someone who's constantly representing your school as a good citizen and should be acknowledged. Now is your chance to nominate a student athlete for the MIAA Student Athlete of the Month Award. This award is presented monthly to 2 student athletes who display excellence in the areas of academics, athletics, and community service. Students in grades 9 through 12 who attend MIAA member schools are eligible to receive the award. Visit the MIAA website at miaa.net to nominate a student athlete today. The Massachusetts Interscholastic Athletic Association, building the future through educational athletics.
This is Bob Sosi, the voice of New England football, for the best high school football action in North Central Mass, featuring our award-winning broadcast team of Todd Robbins, Bill Thomas, and Kate Robbins. Keep it right here.
At the half here on RFM Audio. Great to have you along with us. Todd Robbins, Bill Thomas, Kate Robbins, and you. Great to have you along with us here at the half. Round of 16 action. Reading on top of Leominster, the 6-seed Rockets 30 and the 11-seed Blue Devils 16. Coming up at the half, Kate Robbins is standing by. She's got your first half stats, scores from around the region. But first, it's the pride of Reading, the Reading Marching Band, right here on RFM Audio and Leominster TV. the pride of Reading, the marching Reading High School band here on the turf here at Memorial Stadium at the half. 30-16 Reading on top of Leominster in this round of 16 Division II playoff matchup. Kate Robbins is standing by back at RFM HQ. She's got your first half stats and scores from around the region. Kate?
I was enjoying the halftime performance.
I was as well.
It's still going on. I'm still like, oh, this is amazing.
I
Sorry.
know.
All right.
3 minutes and 10 seconds, they say, before we're starting again. So
I hear you.
To you we go.
Reading 303 yards of offense in the first half, 191 coming via the pass, 112 coming via the rush, 41 total plays on offense, no turnovers for the Rockets. For the Blue Devils, their offense, 199 total yards of offense, 147 coming via the pass, 52 coming via the rush, 21 plays on offense, 2 turnovers. Right now, the Rockets have the vast majority time of possession, 15 and a half minutes time of possession for Reading. Let's take a look quickly at individual notable statistics for the Blue Devils. Lopez, 5 of 10 passing for 147 yards. He's averaging 29.4 yards per pitch and catch. 4 of those receptions, team high 4 receptions by Ricky Encarnacion. 4 receptions, 141 total yards. 2 of his receptions were for touchdowns. He had a 58-yard touchdown reception in the first and a 38-yard touchdown reception in the second. With regard to the rushing attack right now, Makai Newton has a team-high 4 rushes. Braden Martin has a team-high 16 rushing yards. That is, of course, beyond Osiris Lopez scampering right now. He has 3 touches for 26 yards. Individual notable statistics for the Rockets right now. Murphy, 14 of 21 passing. He's completed 67% of his passes for 191 yards to 4 different receivers. Right now, Strout, 4 receptions, 63 yards. Birkenhouse, 5 receptions, 81 yards. Jesse Doherty, 4 receptions, 41 yards. Out of the backfield, Alvin Day, 11 rushes for 42 of Reading's 112 rushing yards. If we take a look at Reading's touchdown drives, 2 of them came in the first quarter, a 34-yard touchdown reception by Birkenhouse. 2-point conversion was good. Later on in the first quarter, a 1-yard touchdown rush by Ryan Strout. In the second quarter, there were a pair of touchdowns as well, a 2-yard touchdown rush by Day and a 12-yard touchdown reception by Birkenhouse. Right now, 30-16 advantage Reading over Leominster. I'm going to go right into the around the region because I know that we are getting tight on time here with the halftime. So we have second quarter score. Zavarian right now on top of Wachusett 14-7. At the half in Division 4 playoff action, Bedford right now on top of South 22-0 at the half. An item of note right now, Todd and Billy, you'll want to perk up to hear this one. At the half, Peabody right now and Bishop Feenan. Number 3 Peabody right now being outscored by number 14 Bishop Feenan in Division 2 action, 21-14. The winner of that game would be the winner of our game's opponent next week in Division 2 action. Other interesting actions, some Worcester Academy 40 to Portsmouth Abbey's 13. That's a final there. That's the Telegram have some fun scores now that we're in the playoffs. Right now at the half, Stoneham on top of Assabet 32-8 there. Oakmont right now on top of Sandwich 22-15. That's a fourth quarter score. That game started at 6 p.m. out in Sandwich. We have a second quarter score. Ayr Shirley right now on top of Clinton by 1, 13-12 right now your score there. Oxford right now in the Division 8 playoffs on top of Taconic, end of 1, 7-0 is the score there. In non-playoff action right now, Algonquin on top of Fitchburg 7-0. That's a first quarter score, end of first quarter score. Non-playoff action right now, Tingsboro on top of Leicester in the fourth quarter, 34-14. Other playoff action for the Blue Devils, field hockey today, a victor over Mansfield, 4-1 the final. And right now in soccer out at Doyle Field, halftime score, Leominster High School on top of Bishop Feenan, 1-0. But the highlight right now, Peabody Bishop Feenan, number 3 Peabody trailing Bishop Feenan 21-14 at the half, Todd and Bill.
That is quite the score there, Kate. 14 seed leading the 3 seed at halftime in Peabody. What a tangled web we weave here, Bill Thomas, of playoff action, to say the least.
We can only wish and hope that we would win and Peabody would lose. But we still got a half of football to play here, Todd. Blue Devils going to get the ball here, start the second half. It's imperative that they score in this drive, or I believe it's going to be a long second half for the Blue Devil defense.
No question about that, Bill Thomas. And as we get set for second half action, let's talk about mid-game adjustments. Bill Thomas, your mid-game adjustments if you were on the Leominster side of the field.
Try to figure out how to shut down those crossing patterns, Todd. I don't know if you got to go man-to-man and keep a couple of zone defenders in the middle just to pick up who's ever coming across the middle, but they're just getting annihilated across the middle of the field, and first down after first down, and gain after gain. Let's give a lot of credit to Day. He's really done the yeoman's job at the running back position. Murphy's performed admirably at quarterback, but it's just those crossing patterns. Defense got to stop them.
We'll get to the other side of things in a moment. Ball on the tee, 40-yard line at our right. 30-16, Reading, the 6th seed, on top of the 11-seed Leominster as we start second half action. Palm sends the kick booming downfield. End over end will be returned from the Leominster 8-yard line by Encarnacion, who gets the block set up in front of him, easily to the 30, now to midfield, cuts back across the defender, the safety valve to beat. He beats the kicker, but slowed down enough, still battling across the 25 and down across the 20 at the 15-yard line. What a run. Ricky Encarnacion. They'll mark it back to the 18, but an explosive Ricky Encarnacion comes running out of the locker room with the huge return of 67 yards. It's a 1st and 10 Leominster at the Reading 19-yard line.
That is just an unbelievable way to start the second half, and I thought he was going to find a way to will his way into the end zone, Todd.
Carrying everybody with him.
Those spin moves slow down your forward progress a little bit. Defenders had a chance to catch up to him.
15 seconds into the third quarter, and Leominster has a 1st and 10 at the Rocket 19, going left to right here in quarter 3. Shotgun set, the snap. Lopez gives it to Newton. Newton sheds a defender, scampers it to open field, and goes into the end zone for a Leominster touchdown.
Wow, what a way to start the second half. 19-yard scamper, first offensive play, and we're back to a one-score game, Todd.
Out of the locker room, Leominster comes, a 67-yard kickoff return for Ricky Encarnacion.
We did the math, 77, Todd.
Thank you, Bill Thomas. 77-yard kickoff return for Encarnacion. And the scamper to finish it off is Newton, one play from scrimmage, and it's 30-22, Reading on top of Leominster. But Leominster on the board first here in the second half. Personnel problems on the point after. Dominic Swain has to scamper in and pick up that left side of this conventional point after. Thompson will kick left to right. Aguilar has asked for the ball 4 times. He's got it now. The ball is down, and it is knocked down, no good. Back up the field come the teams. 11:40 to play in the third quarter. It's Reading 30, Leominster 22. Bill Thomas, the question I'll have coming right out of the locker room. Should you have gone for 2 there? Everything's going in your direction. You've gone for 2 twice, and it's worked.
Well, I mean, it makes you wonder, but it's still a one-score game, Todd. Only down by 8. I think, they were looking to use that momentum to get it within 6 and really change the numbers around, but I got no problem with that. Redid the math for the third time, Todd. 71-yard return for Ricky Encarnacion, a 19-yard, I believe, touchdown. I mean, whatever it was just spectacular. Yep. But I tell you, Mr. E wakes up the crowd.
It is what Leominster needed coming into this second half. There is more than a pulse wearing blue and white as we start the second half. 20 seconds into the third quarter, Billy. 20 seconds, that's all we've got.
Very important defensive stand right here, though, coming up for the Blue Devils.
Thompson sends the ball end over end from left to right. It will be returned by Doherty from his own 15-yard line. Gets to the 20, then the 25, lassoed and taken down right where he stands at the Reading 25-yard line, maybe the 26. It'll be first down and 10 to go after a return of 27 for Reading at their own 26-yard line coming right to left.
I think I might have done that wrong, Matt. 17, Todd. But one thing I did see, Jared Viola met him head on, straight up, one-on-one, and stopped him in his tracks, got some help, and that was the end of that run back.
An 8-point Reading advantage is all that stands between these two teams. Not even 30 seconds into the third quarter. We're just 27 seconds into the third quarter. But here comes the first Reading offensive possession of the second half. 1st and 10 at their own 27, going right to left. The shotgun snap is for Murphy. Give it to Day. Day right into the defense. Stopped at the line. No gain. 2nd down and 10 to go. Reading wearing the home black tops, white bottoms, white socks with the black shoes. White numerals front and back on the black jersey top. The white helmet with the red face mask and the triple stripe up the middle is red, white, and black. Leominster wearing the road white tops, white bottoms trimmed in royal blue at the shoulders and the legs. Royal blue numerals front and back. The pitchfork at the nameplate and the classic Leominster. White helmet with the white face mask, single royal blue stripe up the middle. On 2nd down and a short 10. Murphy back to pass, middle of the field, finds Birkenhouse, but in and out of his hands, incomplete.
That crosser, but once again, Josh Cormier stayed home in the middle there, and Murphy had to delay getting that ball out there to his receiver. Had to wait till he cleared the far hash marks, Todd. I think that disrupted the play just enough, but caused that pass to go high off the fingertips.
3rd down and a long 9 from their own 29, going right to left here. 10:53 to play here in the third quarter.
I feel for Josh trying to protect that middle along with the other inside linebacker.
The ground ball snap thrown back to Murphy. Nice blocking, though. Murphy recovers, goes middle of the field, and it is intercepted by Ricky Encarnacion, crossing the 35 and down at the Rocket 30-yard line. That play was botched from the start. The center, Colin Donahue, threw a ground ball wide to the left of Murphy. He picked it up. He settled himself. He found a receiver over the middle into Napoli, and he threw it right into the hands of Ricky Encarnacion, who jumped the route for the interception.
Yeah, I don't want to say he panicked, but yeah, threw the timing off in that play, Todd. He had to go down for the ball. He looked up. I don't think he picked up all the defenders, but Ricky was in the right spot at the right time. Just stepped in front of the intended receiver, brought it back about 10 yards, set the Blue Devils up. Great field position.
1st and 10, Leominster at the Reading 31-yard line, going left to right. 3 receivers set, 2 into the boundary left. The snap, Encarnacion gets the handoff. Newton is the lead block in front of him. Encarnacion gets a little help from the defense. Push him forward an extra 3, maybe 4 yards. Moved up to the 25-yard line.
Eman Centrella coming around from the back, but not tackling him, but just snow plowing him. Ricky trying to pick his way through that defensive line there and got picked up and carried an extra 5 yards. Thanks for the help.
They give him a gain of 5, 2nd down and 5. Ball is at the Reading 26-yard line, just a step inside of right hash as Leominster goes left to right. 4 receiver even split, Newton in the backfield with Lopez. Encarnacion checks in motion from right to left, and Lopez asks for the ball. Now the screen, hits the motion man, finds Encarnacion complete out of the backfield, cross the 25, then the 20, cross to the sideline, 15, and pushed out of bounds, reaching for the 10, and out of bounds at the 11-yard line. It's a Leominster 1st and 10 at the Reading 11, a gain of 15 on the play.
And I tell you, I think Ricky's going to touch the ball every play, one way or the other, either running back or coming out, swinging out of the backfield right there, nice screen, or downfield. I mean, give it to Mr. Excitement. He's pretty much got you here. Might as well ride him all the way.
This is a determined class of 2023. They grew up watching those Leominster teams of the early decades, the 2010s, the 2015s. They've seen what Leominster can do. They want to be a part of that history book. 1st and 10 from the 11. Lopez back to pass, jump ball, end zone, catch made, but it is out of bounds, incomplete. I believe it was Drinkwater who went up. He made the catch. He did. It was Drinkwater, but he could not come down in bounds. He was 3 yards wide. It's incomplete.
Yeah, and Drinkwater's been the missing man tonight, Todd. I'm not sure if he has a reception. Maybe one intention pass his way, but he has not been an integral part of the offense tonight. And they got to find a way to get him involved.
Running a lot of decoy routes and drawing a lot of interest from the defense.
Well, I'm sure he's on the defense's radar. That's for sure.
2nd and 10 from the Reading 11. Motion man as Encarnacion goes left to right. The snap, give it to Newton. He'll take it against the grain left. Round the left corner, dips a shoulder to the 10, then the 9, and the pack pushes him out of bounds at the 9.5-yard line.
Looks like they're going to give him about 5 on that, Todd. All said and done.
Gains 4, 3rd down and 6. They mark him at the 10-yard line.
Big play right here. Blue Devils got to find a way to get into the end zone.
That ball is actually, sorry, Billy, across the 10 and at the 9, even though the stick looks like it's at the 10 from our angle.
But just got to find a way to score here. Got to make this turnover pay off.
On 3rd down and 6, 4 receivers, trips wide to the right. Lopez the snap. Newton the block, the rollout to the right, and Lopez is going to tuck it. He's going to run to the right edge. He reaches for the pylon, but he stepped out of bounds before the ball clipped the pylon. He is inside the 5 at the 3-yard line. It is a Leominster 1st down and goal to go. He got what he needed. 1st down and goal for Leominster on the back of Lopez. 1st and goal from the Reading 3-yard line.
And I'm not sure if that wasn't an intended keeper there, Todd. I didn't look like he had one read. It wasn't there, and he didn't hesitate. There was no scramble on that play right there. He had his eyes on that sideline, on that pylon, but got the 1st down. Didn't get the end zone. Had his eyes on it, though, Todd.
Lopez in a shotgun set with Newton with him on 3rd down and goal to go from the Reading 3. 1st down and goal to go from the Reading 3. Here's the snap. Fake the give, keep it himself. Lopez got hit twice. He may have given up the football at the goal line. The beanbags are out. And the officials are conversing, and it is a fumble and a Reading recovery at the goal line.
Wow.
Remember, there is no instant replay in high school football.
We don't know if he was able to reach over, but I know Lopez is saying I think he was down by contact.
I would say he was very down. He was very down. His knees were down. Everything appeared down.
And they're going to give it to him.
Leominster coaching staff looks at this Eastern Mass crew of officials and says, really? The 1/2 yard line is where the turnover is signaled.
No, I mean, I think it's even closer. It almost, I wish we were at the other end of the 50, but looks like the ball's touching the goal line from our perspective, Todd.
Leominster head coach Devin Gates is standing the numbers left, and he gets no explanation. He's talking to the back judge downfield, but was not part of the call.
Yeah, the official he's talking to had nothing to do with that turnover. He wants the wing official over here, Todd, but he's not going to get him.
Kate Robbins is standing by. She's got a review, Bill Thomas, from back in the studio. We'll get to that after this 1st and 10 from the 1/2 yard line. The give went inside and then gets stuffed up quickly there as Strout moved the ball out to about the 2-yard line. I'm going to go quickly to Kate back at RFM HQ. Kate, you've had a chance to run that back and forth on the DVR. What does the angle from LTV tell you?
I had him breaking the plane before the knee was down and before the fumble. He broke the plane, period, end of discussion. That's a touchdown.
And thank you so much, Kate. So that tells you where we stand. No review in high school football. You're not even allowed to have review on the sideline for purposes of coaching. That has been a hotly debated point by the Massachusetts High School Football Coaches Association, as, of course, most of these schools that are equipped with huddle have the ability to send that down to tablets just like you see in college and in the NFL, and the rules in Massachusetts do not allow that, nor does it allow official review. 8.5 to play here in the 3rd quarter. Leominster has an apparent touchdown taken off the board as a fumble. And meanwhile, Reading has battled their way out to the 10-yard line.
It's going to bring up 4th down here, though. Todd, Reading being pretty conservative right here in the shadow of their own goal line. It's going to bring up 4th and 1. I think Reading might go for this, Todd, even though they're on their own 10-yard line.
And
they're going to think about
stop of the clock. The officials are going to take a timeout
to
bring in the measurement.
Oh, come on.
8:07 to play here in the 3rd quarter. 30-22, Reading on top of Leominster. And Leominster, after coming out of the locker room, scoring a touchdown, and then following it up with an interception on the next offensive series, starting at the Reading 31-yard line, gets to the 1/2 yard line, and the officials rule a fumble and turnover. Meanwhile, review on our part shows unofficially that the ball broke the plane of the goal line before the knee came down.
4th down right here, Todd. They had to break out the index card, but it fit in there, so Reading's going to punt.
Ball's across the 10 at about the 10.5 yard line. Jake Palm stands about 3 yards deep in his own end zone to punt. Good snap. This one comes off the side of his foot, but it's going to take a big bounce. Check up past Encarnacion.
Wow.
He's going to go all the way back across midfield to the Leominster 38 to return, but he will turn it from left to right. Block set up in front of him. He's got the Leominster 45. He'd like midfield, and he'll be wrapped and taken down around the Reading 48 yard line.
close to 65 net yards on that punt with the roll, and it was going even further, but Ricky found a way to catch up to it, return it about 15, get back to the 50, but expect a much better field position out of that exchange.
It'll be a 1st and 10 from midfield for Leominster. The good news, if you're following along, is that there was no harm, no foul, but there also was not 6 points that came out of that possession. So the trade-offs here, Leominster no worse off, other than they're at midfield. 7:45 to play here in the third. Defense with a huge stand on that series. 3 receiver set, Lopez in the gun. The snap, give for Newton. Newton takes it right into the middle of the defense, still on his feet, got through the initial hit and battled his way to the 47-yard line, good for 4. It will be 2nd down and 6.
Blue Devils sticking with the game plan here, not panicking.
It's going to be 2nd down and 7.
I'm liking the body language, Bill Thomas. The initial body language after the call and the turnover concerned me, but Leominster responded. The defense comes out and makes a big play. They stop the drive. They force a punt. Leominster able to maintain field position to a certain degree at midfield, and all of a sudden the team gets behind the defense who make the play, and now the offense is back on the field with 2nd and 6. Play action fake. Lopez back to pass. Looks down the numbers left. Drinkwater. The defenders fall down. A fair catch made by Drinkwater and into the end zone for a Leominster touchdown.
2 defenders run into each other. Both of them collapse like a house of cards, leaving Drinkwater there. Easy catch, but he comes up limping there at the end, Todd. Looks like he might have pulled a hammy or something, but I mean, what a play.
Palm and Doherty collided with each other and fell down. A comedy of errors, but Drinkwater makes the catch, and it's a cramp, Bill Thomas, as he'll get stretched out on the sideline. He makes what looked like, no kidding, a fair catch, and then comes back downfield and scores, and Leominster is within 2 points, 6:56 to play in the third quarter. It's Reading 30 and Leominster 28, pending the point after, and the Blue Devils will go for 2. Shotgun set, trips to the wide side right, one-on-one, out to the left. Encarnacion's the motion man from right to left. Snap, the give, it's Newton. He's dancing in the backfield, he cuts back, reaches for the goal line, and he is 1.5 yards shy. 2-point conversion, no good, but back upfield come the teams. 6:56 to play in the third quarter. It's Reading 30 and Leominster 28, Bill Thomas.
And Leominster comes out with 2 unanswered scores. And what a way to start the second half. You get that opening kickoff there, and you come right down in 2 plays, or 1 play actually, after that big kickoff return, and then you find a way to answer after that unfortunate turnover on the goal line. I tell you, game's a long way from over, Todd. We got a lot of football to play yet.
How important does that score going to look in the box score at the end of the night? That's the question that we will see.
Well, that score or the one that they didn't get, you could trade one for the other. At least they were able to answer after they held Reading down in their own end. So I think those scores are a wash, Todd, given about 3 minutes off the clock. I think we're right where we would have been 3 minutes ago.
Kate Robbins is standing by at headquarters. She will have our scoring drive for Leominster in a moment. Following this kickoff, ball on the tee, 40-yard line at our left. Dan Thompson checks his line and begins the approach. He'll swing the right leg, end over end it goes, splitting straight up the middle of the hashes. It will be returned from the Reading 20-yard line. It's DiNapoli. DiNapoli gets the blocks, bouncing out to the right edge, crossing the right numbers across the 30, the 35, turns the corner there toward the 40. He's wrestled down at the 38-yard line. Kate Robbins, you've got the stats on the Leominster scoring drive.
2 plays, the drive covered 50 yards, and we know it was a 47-yard touchdown reception by Caden Drinkwater. Extra point, no good. But just as importantly, right now out at Peabody right now trailing 35-14 now to Bishop Feenan in the third quarter.
We can officially put that one on upset watch, Kate. My, oh my, the 14 seed Bishop Feenan leading the 3 seed Peabody out in Peabody tonight in that 3-14 matchup.
Let's go Blue Devils. We want a home game next week.
1st and 10 from their own 38, going right to left. Here come the Rockets. An empty set. Murphy in the backfield, 5 receiver spread. Back to pass, it's Murphy. Rifles, middle of the field. It got tipped. Great play there by Viola. He wanted to bring it in, and Encarnacion made the contact, taking Doherty downfield.
Nice double coverage under over, and they were right there at the point where the ball was being delivered. tipped the ball away, and then Cassione was on the backside there and make sure there was no tip drill.
6:44 to play in the third quarter. Reading 30 and Leominster 28 in this.
Right up on the line.
6-11 matchup. The shotgun set on 2nd and 10, and the give was for Day, and the defense for Leominster swarms and closes the door. No gain on the play, 3rd and 10.
Wow, seeing a little different. I don't know if it's a different Leominster defense or a different Reading offense, but tell you, the tides have turned here early in the third quarter.
They give him a half a yard on the play. It's 3rd down and a long 9. Ball is at the Reading 38-yard line. 2 receivers on either end of this shotgun set, and Murphy's back to pass. Got some time, hangs middle of the field, almost took the head off the umpire, but the catch was made by Jesse Doherty across midfield, and it's enough for a Reading first down, and here comes James Murphy in the Reading offense.
Yeah, Drinkwater on the defense there, but couldn't get up enough. They needed 10, got 12.
1st and 10. They officially mark it at the Leominster 49.5 yard line, going right to left. A tight 3 receiver set out to the right. Murphy, play action fake, pulls it down. Flag is out. Aguilar had his hands on the back of Doherty across the 35 and down at the 32-yard line. It's pass interference is going to be the call. It will be declined, and they will take the result of the play, which is a first down for Reading.
You're not going to see a pretty play at the high school level than that one right there, Todd.
It was a great receiver play by Doherty, making the catch that was contested on that one for sure.
He knew it. Usually a receiver he got up with some emphasis on that reception and the first down it created.
Indeed he did. 5.5 and counting to play here in the third. 30-28, Reading on top of Leominster, and the Rockets are driving here. 1st and 10, ball located at their own 36-yard line, coming right to left. The shotgun snap, give it this time for Day. Day takes it up the middle of the field, got a block, cross the 35, then the 30, and down around the 28-yard line with some open space, and you can just see James Murphy managing this situation as it moves its way down the field. The poise is incredible on this quarterback.
Yeah, and sticking with that 50-50 game plan, passing and running, and Day doing a great job, picking up 7+ on that first down play, put him in a nice manageable 2nd down and 3 situation right here, Todd.
They need the Leominster 26-yard line for a first down as they continue from right to left. Shotgun set, 4 receiver even split, the snap and the give. It's Day. Day takes it angled through the A gap off to the left of the formation and battled down to the Leominster 26.5 yard line. I think it will be 3rd down, but it's going to be 3rd down and incredibly short. They mark it at the 27. He needs a full yard for the first.
Yeah, Henry Mate in there on the stop and meeting Day a yard short, picked up 2, needed 3. Big play right here, but the low-hanging fruit says this is 4 down territory for the Reading Rockets, Todd.
And Murphy goes under center. He sends Strout in motion. The handoff goes to the motion man, Strout. Takes it around right end. He's got first down for the Rockets, and then is wrapped and taken down across the Leominster 20 at the 19-yard line. A determined rush with the little end around from Ryan Strout.
Yeah, solid 8 yards there, taken down by Ricky Encarnacion as he's making away around the right side. A one-on-one tackle. Ricky's not there. It's nothing but end zone.
4:04 and counting to play here in the third quarter. Rockets looking to expand their 2-point lead and stem the Leominster 12-point unanswered streak from halftime. Here's the snap. Back to pass. 4 receiver split. Murphy hangs in the pocket. Now steps up. Defense from behind. Gio Roman comes from out of nowhere and will ride Murphy to the ground, but Murphy gained 5 on the play, moving the ball to the Leominster 16-yard line.
Yeah, did a great job finding a way to wiggle his way out of a sack right there, Todd, and make it a positive 4-yard gain, but a little loose with that football. Able to hold on to it, though, as he was taken to the ground.
He's not one of the best quarterbacks in the state in this class or any other for nothing, folks. And Murphy has proved it throughout the night. He will continue to prove it as this game persists.
And where's he going after this year, Todd?
Brown University. Going to get an incredible education and an opportunity to play football as well.
Good football, too.
2nd down and 7 to go. Motion man is Doherty. He comes left to right. Fake it to him, keep it himself. Murphy straight up the middle of the defense and down around the 11-yard line.
Gains about 5 right there, Todd, but sets himself up in a very manageable third down position.
Yeah, 3rd down and 2 to go. They put the ball down at the 12. Needs the Leominster 10 from right to left in order to get the reset of the sticks. 2:40 and counting to play here in the 3rd quarter.
Well, he's Murphy, lanky and long nose. He's running through that pack right there. Somebody had him around the legs. He went into a Superman move. I think he gained an extra 3 yards while he was being tackled.
He's going to send trips into the boundary right. Doherty is the wide receiver in one-on-one coverage at the numbers left.
Look at this one-on-one side. They've been going there frequently.
Murphy asks for the ball on
there
3rd and short. Slant, the play. Aguilar with the wraparound, and he will knock it down incomplete.
Nice job. I tell you, they've been running that play all night, Todd. Running those trips, creating one-on-one over here, man-to-man. I think that Aguilar smelled it coming, and he knew something was coming his way.
Tail of the tape, Aguilar certainly gives up size, 5'10", 160, up against Doherty's 6'4" frame, 195 pounds. So certainly not exactly winning in the tail of the tape, Bill Thomas, but timing is everything.
Exactly. Big play right here, Todd.
4th down and 2 to go. Empty backfield. Murphy up under center. Snap. Back pedals. Throws, goal line, caught by Beckenhughes, and untouched to the end zone for a Reading touchdown.
11 yards on that TD reception, and fearless right there. They knew exactly what they wanted to do, and it happened to be going across the middle.
2:11 to play in the 3rd quarter, and Reading reclaims their 36-28 lead. Palm will kick from right to left.
Big point right here to make this a two-score game.
Jack Murphy holds. Ball down, Palm to the uprights, and through. Back upfield come the teams. 2:11 to play in the 3rd quarter. Reading 37 and Leominster 28.
Now it makes you wonder about chasing that 1 point and that last Blue Devil score. Now they're chasing 2 scores, Todd.
And point afters have been part of the conversation throughout the year. The celebration electrically continues here inside of Memorial Stadium. I wish I had a camera solely on Bill Thomas every time these lights flash the celebration, but the panic on your face is priceless.
I'm not ready for it. I tell you, this is a great facility they have here in Reading, and they do it right.
School building,
great crowd,
facility. Thank the great folks, Tom Souza, the athletic director, and Ted, who has been phenomenal working with us tonight, getting us set up here out on the deck right next door to the press box here. Phenomenal views here at Memorial Stadium, and great to be here to bring you this 6-11 matchup.
Gorgeous field, brand new $3.5 million field, and it's bright and it's clean. And I tell you, they've really built themselves a great athletic complex here, surrounded by the track. And a great
baseball, softball field behind us, further down the campus.
The school is in the middle, and all the athletic fields are scattered around. I see 3 football fields. There's soccer and field hockey going on, youth football going on tonight. Just a great atmosphere for a Friday night.
Palm with the kick on the side of his foot, a line drive right into the hands of Viola, who gets kind of slapped by the ball and puts his knee on the ground at the 36-yard line. So Leominster will have the football. 1st and 10 at their own 36, going left to right. Couple of seconds off the clock here in the 3rd. 2:09 to play in quarter 3. 37-28, Reading's advantage. So happy to have you along with us on RFM Audio wherever you are, across the region or around the globe, streaming via YouTube, Facebook Live, or Twitch, with our live television partners, Leominster TV on Comcast or Verizon Cable, or Leominster.tv, and our radio partners in delay, 95.1 FM, WLPZ, WLPZ.org, and Tucka 56 Radio, and Tucka56Radio.com. 1st and 10 from the Leominster 35. Newton will make it out to the right edge, stretching that play to the 39, but a flag comes flying in from behind the play, and it is down at the Leominster 34-yard line in the area of offensive holding.
Yeah, it's got all the makings of it, Todd, and we'll have to see how much yardage this ends up costing the Blue Devils. And it is a hold.
And that is the signal. Completing that thought, Bill Thomas, our partners, RFM Audio, Leominster TV, Tucka 56 Radio, and WLPZ, are so pleased to work together to support the student-athletes and institutions as the legendary soundtrack of football in central Massachusetts and all across the region continues right here on RFM Audio.
Lose 11 on that penalty, Todd.
Yeah, it was a yard deep in the backfield,
scrimmage.
Yes.
Bring up 2nd and 21.
And Leominster.
Oh, I'm sorry, 1st and 21.
Back across their 25 at the 24-yard line at right hash. Coming left to right. They need their own 45 for a reset and a 1st down. Three receiver set, too tight to the boundary right, and Lopez is back to pass. Middle of the field he looks. Finds Encarnacion wide open. Stutter step at the 35, then the 40. Avoids a defender. Now spins across the 45, and he is up to the Leominster 46-yard line. And Ricky Encarnacion uses his legs and gets Leominster a first down on a gain of 22.
Needed 21. Willed his way to that 15 to the 22nd yard, all on his own. Spin move. He felt that defender on his back, Todd. He spun away from him, gained another 10 yards after that. Great move by Ricky.
His personal space awareness and being able to know what's around him and the ability to just move instinctively, very impressive.
He has a 360 awareness for sure.
The handoff on 1st and 10 is for Newton, stretching the play out to the left. Got the left corner, out to the left numbers, now races across midfield. There's the 40, then the 35, and down just shy of the 30 at the 31-yard line. Mackay Newton with the follow-up, 21-yard gain for Leominster.
Wow, and you know what? Mackay starts that run out just half speed. Casually, waiting for his blockers to develop over there and just picks that slot over there in the end and just doubles the speed and turns it on. I think he catches the defender's nap, and to be perfectly honest with you, Todd, and he's just got an afterburner that they don't expect.
Down to the final minute here of the third quarter. Leominster chasing a 37-28 Reading advantage. Lopez back to pass, looks into the boundary, finds Drinkwater. Catch made there, eludes a defender across the 25, across the 20 and down to the 18-yard line. Put Caden Drinkwater on the score sheet tonight.
Nice job right there. Pick up 14 on that, and yeah, moving the chains again, and it's good to see Drinkwater get his hands on the football and get in the stat sheet.
1st and 10, Leominster at the Rocket 19. Back to pass from the left hash. Lopez looks wide right, finds Encarnacion at the 15-yard line, makes a catch there and taken down no more.
Beckenhouse there on the defense, and I think that's the first time we've seen Ricky taken down one-on-one tonight, but Beckenhouse right in his back pocket when he caught that ball.
Gain of 4, 2nd and 6, ball at the 15-yard line. 20 seconds left here to the third quarter. Now the final 15. Three receivers set. Drinkwater is one-on-one wide to the left. Lopez asks for the ball. Slant coming from the left was wide open. He missed it. He'll now tuck and run. Cross the 20 toward the 15. Sheds a defender across the 10 and out of bounds at the 9.
Love that straight arm to pick up a couple extra yards right there, bringing up 3rd and short, Todd.
And that's the way the third quarter will close. Through 3 quarters here at Memorial Stadium in Reading tonight in the 6-11 matchup. The 6 seed Rockets of Reading 37. The 11 seed Blue Devils of Leominster 28. Teams change ends. The all-important 4th and final quarter of regulation when we continue here on RFM Audio. Kate Robbins is back at RFM HQ. Kate, let's get a look at those stats through 3 quarters.
All right, let's take a look at them, everybody. Right now, team totals. Right now, Peabody, pardon me, I'm looking at Peabody online. Right now, Reading, 386 total yards of offense, 239 of them coming via the pass. Leominster's catching up, though. They now have 365 total yards of offense, 248 of those coming via the pass. Right now, Leominster still losing the turnover battle. 3 turnovers to 1. If we take a look at individual notable statistics right now, Lopez 10 of 16 passing, 248 yards passing to 3 different receivers. Encarnacion has a team-high 7 receptions for 181 of Leominster's 248 yards receiving. Mackay Newton right now, team-high 8 rushes for 56 of Leominster's 117 rushing yards. On the Reading side of the ball, right now, James Murphy, 28 total passing attempts. He is 16 of 25 right now. An update also out at Peabody. Right now, Peabody trailing 42-21 to Bishop Fien in the 4th quarter.
Wow. A massive upset potentially in store down in Peabody, and an upset alert as we start the 4th quarter here in Reading. Play action fake. Lopez rolls out. He has to now step up in the pocket, and he is sacked in the backfield. Back across the 10 and down around the 12-yard line. It will be a 4th down. 4th down and about 3 to go, Bill Thomas. They need the Reading 9-yard line for the first down.
I'm not sure what they were looking for there. They had 3rd and 1, but looking to run some kind of naked bootleg there, but left side of the PBD. I got PBD on my mind now. The Reading defense was having none of it. Dropped Lopez for a 2-yard sack.
37-28, Reading on top of Leominster. Winner gets the winner of Bishop Fien and Peabody next week at the site of the higher seed. Timeout on the field, and it is spent by Reading as they got a look at what Leominster's alignment was for this 4th down and 3 to go.
Curious on if they thought Leominster was going to try to do what they did on 4th down, maybe run something into the end zone there, and they didn't like the look on defense, so they decided to readjust.
A 9-point football game, Bill Thomas. And
still 2 scores.
This feels like an important scenario here for Leominster to score.
Because it's 2 scores.
That's right.
I can't say it enough, Todd. It's 2 scores right now. We got to find a way to get some points on the board.
Tonight's broadcast of high school football and RFM audio will be rebroadcast via our partners at 95.1 FM, WLPZ FM, and WLPZ.org. Set your dial to 95.1 FM for a weekly encore presentation of tonight's complete broadcast beginning each Saturday at noon. And while you're there, enjoy the great information, education, and entertainment for members of the community by members of the community on Leominster's owned and operated 95.1 FM, WLPZ. The great staff at WLPZ are always looking for new volunteers to expand their program offerings. For information on how you can get involved, visit WLPZ.org. Here comes Leominster on 4th down and 3 to go. 4 receivers evenly split. Ball is at the 12-yard line of Reading. The snap, the roll, the throw underneath. Finds Aguilar across the 5 and out of bounds at the 3-yard line. It's a Leominster 1st down and goal to go. Lopez finds Aguilar, and the drive continues.
Picked up 10 yards right there. Great job. That might be Aguilar's first reception tonight. But I tell you, Lopez was looking for him all the way. He found space, and Lopez hit him right on the hands.
50 seconds into this 4th and final quarter of regulation, and Leominster is knocking at the door with a sledgehammer. 3 receivers out of the formation, 2 wide to the left. The snap, the handoff, Newton gets the push, driving his legs, and down he goes at the 1/2-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and goal to go.
You know what was missing there, Todd? The 2 snowplow players in the back, like we saw Shrewsbury do time and time again last week. Newton just needed a little extra push.
Leominster right back on the ball. 2nd and goal from the 1/2-yard line. A flag is out, and now whistles kill the play. It is an offside signaled against the Rockets.
And that was fortunate because Lopez was going nowhere on that keeper. Rockets sniffed that one out.
Half the distance to the goal will go from the 1-yard line now to the 1/2-yard line, or the 1/2-yard line to the 1/4-yard line. You can start splitting it however you like, Bill Thomas, but 10:45 to play on the 4th quarter clock here, and Leominster needs this one.
And this is where I wish they had an under center play, Todd. I just, when you start your offense 5 yards back, you get to see the field, but let's see how this works out.
3 receivers snap, out of the gun, give it to Newton. Took initial contact to the goal line and in for a Leominster touchdown.
Works his way in over that right side of the Leominster offensive line. That's where some big meat is, and it paid off.
Kai Newton absorbed the contact and pushed his way in for 6.
Looks like Sullivan over there helping him out lead the way, and Kendall on that right side of the offensive line, and Newton found a crack between them.
Back judge converses with the wing official on the Reading sideline there, Bill Thomas, after the play. We'll keep an eye on that situation. Leominster will go for 2, trailing by 3. The snap, give it to Newton. Block set up. He'll run around the end. Got some room. Now slides through another defender to the pylon. The arms are up. The 2-point conversion is good. 10:27 to play in the 4th quarter, and the Blue Devils are within 1. It's Reading 37 and Leominster 36.
I tell you, I don't know how Newton willed his way to that pylon there, but it was blocked off with defenders in the way, and he just lowered his shoulder and found a way to knock that pylon over. Got credit for that 2-point score.
Newton plows through a couple of jersey barriers to put 2 more points on the board for Leominster. Kate, you've got stats on this scoring drive that bridged 2 quarters.
I certainly do. A 9-play drive. Blue Devils get 4 first downs. Obviously the big one on the 4th down play. 3 minutes, 30 seconds taken off the clock. 64 yards on that drive. It's capped by the 1-yard touchdown rush by Makai Newton. Newton with the 2-point extra point conversion is good. Right now, Blue Devils down by just 1.
And the action continues. Kate Robbins back at RFM HQ in Leominster. Thank you so much for that stat on Scoring Drive, and keeping an eye on all the scores across the playoffs tonight. And my, oh my. Ball on the tee, 40 at our right. Thompson with the kick, end over end it will go. It will be returned by Doherty from his own 17-yard line. With a head of steam, finds some room, crosses his own 30, 35, and then to the 40-yard line, where finally he runs over a defender in Steve Diaz. It's a 23-yard return for Doherty, and great field position for Jack Murphy, the veteran senior quarterback, to start 1st and 10 at his own 40 going left to right.
Certainly is, and we saw Reading answer last possession they had. Blue Devils did come right back down, but once again, Reading getting a chance here to turn this into a 2-score game if they can get in the end zone.
Big difference at this juncture of the ball game being up 1 versus down 1. 1st and 10 from your own 40. There's the snap. Day with room up the middle of the defense across the 45 and down at their own 48-yard line. It's a gash for 7 for Alvin Day.
And Day's just been chewing up yards on 1st down and setting Reading up in great 2nd down positions time and time again in their drives. They got 2nd and short. So when you get that 1st down play that gets you 5+ yards, Todd, changes your whole offensive philosophy.
Indeed it does. 2nd down and 3 to go. They need midfield for a first. The motion man was DiNapoli. He gets the handoff on the end around through 2 defenders, still on his feet across midfield and to the Leominster 48-yard line. DiNapoli just kept sliding through the defender's arm tackles.
Yeah, and he was stopped about a yard short. It looked like Diaz had him over there and a couple of other defenders, but kept spinning like a top. You can't wrap your hands around, and you're able to pick up an extra 3 yards and move the chains, get the ball on the 48 on the Blue Devils side of the half of midfield.
1st and 10 at the Leominster 48-yard line going left to right. Murphy sends 4 receivers out, trips at the wide left. One-on-one is Doherty into the boundary right. Murphy back to pass. He looked at Doherty, now goes middle of the field, and Strout makes the catch, loses the defender Viola. He's wide open across the 10 and into the end zone for a rocket touchdown, and his teammates fly downfield to celebrate. Reading reclaims an 8-point lead with a 48-yard touchdown strike. Murphy to Strout.
That didn't take long, and Viola went for the bat down there instead of staying home on defense. Ended up costing him 6. Big extra point right here. Try to keep this a 1-score game.
Snap the ball down. Jack Murphy holds, and Palm puts the point after on the board. Back up the field come the teams. 9:34 to play in the 4th quarter. Reading 44 and Leominster 36. And the celebration electrically continues here at Memorial Stadium via the lights.
Kind of curious on, I was interested there. They went for that 1 point instead of trying to create that 2-score situation, Todd. You know, Blue Devils' 2-point conversion on here has really changed the prospective outcome of the game here. Now, Blue Devils, even though they gave up that score, they're only down 1 score now. So that's a big change in strategy going forward. In offensive philosophy.
Indeed it is. Leominster has been the beneficiary in this second half of an explosion of offense backed by quality defense. When you think about what this defense has been through, Bill Thomas, week in and week out and week in and week out, to be continuing to answer the bell over and over and over again and create the opportunities for the offense. Tremendous defense this year by this Leominster team.
Yeah, and don't look at that 44. I mean, we're talking about an offensive juggernaut here. They've been scoring 40-plus against everybody, but they've made their stops tonight when they had to, and the Blue Devils have stayed in this game when they've gotten the ball.
Season high was 55, and that was a couple of weeks back. Bounding ball up the middle of the field to the 25-yard line. Brian Aguilar on the return. Lowers his head across the 30 and gets stood up on the play. Right around the 33-yard line, pushing and shoving after the play. And for both teams, but particularly for Leominster, being undisciplined here could be a problem. You take a flag, stack a 15-yard back, throw off your field position. You need to make the play, get your field position, get your offense on the field, and just worry about that.
Yeah, and I think the Blue Devils have done a good job not getting frustrated, especially the way they Reading offense has operated tonight, but they got a chance here to cut back into this lead. possibly tie it up here, but they got to put a drive together. 9:25 left to go here in the fourth quarter.
Chasing a 44-36 Reading advantage. 3 receiver set, Encarnacion is slot to the right. The snap on 1st and 10 from their own 34 is for Newton, and Newton kind of stopped up in the middle of the defense, gains maybe a yard on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 9.
Yeah, not a lot going on in that play there, but Newton continues to pound the middle of the defense, and a yard one time and 10 yards the next time. I like the philosophy. Keep softening them up.
Tonight's broadcast of high school football on RFM Audio will be rebroadcast in its entirety via our partners at Tucka 56 Radio. Navigate your way to live365.com and bookmark Tucka 56 Radio for a weekly encore presentation of tonight's complete broadcast each Sunday at noon and Wednesdays at 8 p.m. RFM's Coach's Corner. On 2nd down and 9, Lopez back to pass. Play breaks down, but the delay takes it straight up the middle of the field, cross the Leominster 40 and turned aside at the Leominster 45-yard line, and it is just enough for a Leominster first down. Osiris Lopez scampers for 9 and a Leominster first down.
And he took a big hit at the end of that play, Todd, but found a way to will himself another 2 yards and move the sticks. But nice job by Lopez there. Aware of the opening lanes in the middle of the field, and he needed that first down, and he got it.
Tick, tick, tick goes the clock. 8.5 minutes to play here in the fourth quarter. 44-36, 6-seed Reading on top 11-seed Leominster. This round of 16. Encarnacion gets the first down, handoff on the end around, turns the end right, crossing midfield, Rocket 45 and spun down at the Rocket 39-yard line. Gain of 16 for Ricky Encarnacion, and it's a Leominster first down, and the drive continues from right to left.
Yeah, moving the chains, put it into your offensive playmaker right there, and let's ride him down the field.
1st and 10 for Leominster at the Rocket 39-yard line at right hash. Shotgun set, 4 receivers split evenly in the formation. Lopez with Newton in the backfield. Drinkwater and Encarnacion are both to the right of this formation. Lopez back to pass, got some time. Now he's being chased. He will move his way back. A block develops. Lopez into open space. 40, now the 30, 25, breaks down and just sits down at the 22-yard line. Somebody is going to teach Lopez how to slide for his own whereabouts. But in the meantime, drive continues. 1st and 10 Leominster at the Rocket 22.
He picked up 17, but he's like, that's enough right there. And but you're right, he's got to learn a little baseball slide right there. I hate to see him tear up a knee or an ankle, but he saw something coming that he didn't want to deal with. But smart move right there by Lopez to get down after he got that first down.
Drive continues, 7:25 and counting here in the fourth quarter. Snap, back to pass. Lopez, jump ball for Drinkwater. A lot of hand checking there, and no flag comes out. Incomplete. Drinkwater is
he knows it.
Looking, demanding the flag.
And the official goes back in his face.
Indeed
and
he does.
Come on.
Leominster faithful doesn't like it. The official following Drinkwater all the way back to his huddle with his hand on his flag as he continues to the middle of the field.
I wish Drinkwater had a flag. He should throw it on the official. Official, that's uncalled for right there. Official stalking Drinkwater.
Certainly seemed like he was intending to intimidate the freshman.
That was totally uncalled for right there.
2nd and 10, the ball at the 23-yard line at right hash.
You think he wants the ball again right now? I can guarantee it.
Doherty never looked back for the football. That's the thing about that play that questions whether it should have been pass interference.
Got some coverage issues over here, but looks like Reading straightened them out.
Newton will shift out in motion at the snap of the ball. Lopez getting blitzed, rolls, throws, ground ball incomplete. It was at the feet of Brian Aguilar, and Lopez was running for his life as the blitz came right through the middle of the line.
Yeah, 75, and he's a big boy, 6'1", 260. Colin Donahue chased him all the way to the sideline, but good job by Lopez to have the awareness, get the ball downfield, had a receiver, threw it at his feet, but avoided the sack.
Clock stops on the incompletion, 7:13 to play in the fourth quarter, 44-36, Reading's advantage. Leominster trying to put a score on the board. 3 receivers, tight boundary right. The shotgun snap. Back to pass. Lopez goes jump ball again for Drinkwater. Doherty all over him, and the flag gets flipped out into the end zone.
It's about time.
And once again, the official gets in the face of Drinkwater despite the pass interference flag.
I guarantee Drinkwater said, how about that time? At least he should have.
Doherty got all up in the grill of Drinkwater. Pass interference is the signal. It will be a 15-yard penalty enforced from the previous spot. My, oh my, oh my. It seemed like the officiating took their time thinking about it, and finally the wing official, not the back judge downfield,
and then
gave
the back
flag.
Judge, as an afterthought, the back judge felt like he had to follow up, but there's something going on over here.
14-yard line.
7:06 to play in the fourth quarter. 44-36, 6-seeded Reading on top of 11-seeded Leominster. 1st and 10 for Leominster at the 12-yard line, just inside of right hash, going right to left. The shotgun snap. Give it for Encarnacion. Hole opens up. He's across the 10. Spun down at the 6-yard line. Gains 8 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 2 to go.
Nice job right there. I tell you, Ricky's doing it all from running back to wide receiver, catching screens, and playing great defense tonight.
They need the Reading 4-yard line for a first down.
Looks like they changed up the defensive assignment over here a little bit. Now we still got 22 over here.
Indeed. Drinkwater and Doherty. That has been a battle. And it continues. Shotgun set. 3 receivers out in the formation. The snap. Fake. Pass complete for Viola. Viola waits for the defender. Spins down at the 5, and that will gain 2 on the play, and it'll be 3rd down and a yard to go. Getting a better look at that stick, Bill Thomas.
Yeah, 3rd and 2, I think.
Toward the 3-yard line.
They're giving him the 6. They took a yard away, Todd. Going to be 3rd and 3, it looks like.
Yeah,
moving them back.
The mark is the 3.5-yard line for a first down as we get the binoculars out, going to the far angle of the field. Leominster will snap at the Reading 6.5-yard line. Shotgun set, 3 receivers out in the formation, 2 wide to the right. Snap, give it to Encarnacion. Waits for the defenders to blow by. Encarnacion across the 5, battling up to the 3-yard line and stood up on the play. The officials walking in. They're about the 3, maybe the 2.5. This should be a Leominster first down and goal to go.
No signal yet, though, Todd. The officials are...
They'll place the ball down. Crew chief looks, says it's a first down and goal to go for Leominster. 5:35 to play with the clock stopped while they reset the sticks. 44-36, Reading on top of Leominster.
Tell you, put it in your playmaker's hands and he makes plays, Todd. Been doing it all night tonight.
Drinkwater is going to walk out into his one-on-one coverage with Doherty.
Think they're talking to each other out there, Todd?
I was going to say, I think they are pen pals for the future. Viola is slot to the left. Aguilar wide to the right. Encarnacion in the backfield. The snap gets the handoff. The hole open but closed quickly. Encarnacion down to about the 2-yard line, gaining 1. 2nd down and goal to go at the Rocket 2.
Looked like somebody got him around the ankles there, Todd, just as he went to make his cut. Gained a short yard, maybe.
You got to go point by point here if you're Leominster. You've got to have the touchdown first, but you're also looking at the clock here thinking, we're under 5 minutes to play. Chances of getting the ball back are slender. That means you've got to score here, and you got to have the 2 points, Bill Thomas, to tie this football game.
Or do you take your time and not leave clock?
That's a great question.
It's a
2nd down and goal to go at the 2. The motion man is Encarnacion. The snap, give it to Newton. Newton runs right into a defender at the line of scrimmage. The push comes as Lopez gets in there, and then the pack falls over at the 2-yard line.
I don't think Lopez is going to help much.
He tried.
Kind of funny watching him climbing on everybody's back, but yeah, came up short there. No gain for the most part.
Yeah, 3rd down and goal to go at the 3-yard line.
3rd down.
We'll give him the 2, Todd. Let's get him a little closer. Put him on the 2.
It is ball at the 2. Just inside of right hash, Leominster going from right to left. Under 4 minutes to play. 3:55 and counting here in the fourth quarter. 3 receivers spread out wide, 2 wide to the left. The snap, give it to Newton. Newton up the hashes, battling, churning his legs down to the 1-yard line.
Big goal line stand right here by Reading.
And the Rockets are imploring their bench and their cheering section to get behind their defense. It is 4th in the football game. 3.5 to play here in the fourth quarter. 4th down and goal to go from the Reading 1-yard line. 1 yard left for your season here, Bill Thomas, at least for your playoff life. Shotgun set, 3 receivers, 2 wide to the right. Encarnacion is slot to the left. The snap, give it to Newton. Newton dances back against the grain. He reaches in. He is in. It's a Leominster touchdown.
Wow. Not by much, but they gave him that one on the plane.
Newton reaches authoritatively and pushes that one across and into the end zone for 6 points.
Now here's the play that your season's resting on right here, Todd. That one was the play then. This is the play now.
3:11 to play in the fourth quarter. 6 seed Reading 44, 11 seed Leominster 42. Opening round of 16, down to this 2-point conversion to tie the football game, and then a defensive stand awaits Leominster once again.
Have to see which playmaker they go to here. Encarnacion's in the backfield along
Joining
with Newton.
Steve Diaz is slot to the left, Drinkwater wide of him left. Aguilar, the single receiver, one-on-one to the right. Snap. Give it the fake. Now Diaz rolls around on the reverse. Diaz races, pylon in. 2-point conversion is good.
Wow. He was supposed to throw that to Lopez, but he wasn't open. Takes it himself.
And in for 2 points. Hold the phone. 3:11 to play in the fourth quarter. 44 all.
We got a new ball game, Todd.
My, oh my, oh my, what a battle for this Blue Devil team. How many times this year have they been down to their final moments and they find the will to win? And once again, attention turns to the Leominster defense. They've got to keep the Rockets off the board for 3 minutes and 11 seconds.
Well, they've only found the will to a tie right now, Todd. They haven't found their way to that win, but they've got the momentum, and, it's on their side. Unfortunately, Reading's getting a shot here, and we saw what they can do with short time on the clock. I think they scored in less than a minute and a half to close out the first half, so defense is turned to stand tall.
Kate Robbins will have the scoring drive for Leominster in a moment. First, the ball on the tee, 40-yard line at our right. Marking off the distance is Dan Thompson. Return set up around the 17-yard line.
I got to find a way to pin Reading back. Can't let him get up near midfield here. Just give him too much space to operate in.
Thompson on the approach, puts the boot into it, end over end. It will be returned by Doherty over the shoulder style from his own 18-yard line. Viola tries to shed a block. Defense closes from the backside. Great backside pursuit. Memi Elias, wearing number 7, comes into the play and makes the tackle.
And we saw 7 on display last week on Ricky's back, but Memi comes up with a big play tonight. Got a Blue Devil down on the field here. I can't get a
slow
number.
to get up at the end of the play.
I don't have a number yet, Todd. Trying to see what we got here. Could have just had the wind knocked out of him.
Not going to speculate. No clue. 3:05 to play here in the fourth quarter in a 44-all football game.
This looks like a little more, it's a lower right leg extremity. Massaging it, though, Todd. It's got the look of a cramp.
They will move it here. Leominster's fantastic Hall of Fame training staff. We'll toss it back to Kate Robbins with the stats on that Leominster scoring drive while we sort out the injury.
Makai Newton right now, the injury for the Blue Devils. Gentlemen, scoring drive for the Blue Devils. 66 total yards in 13 plays. They got 5 different first downs in that one. It ends with a 1-yard touchdown rush by Makai Newton. 2-point conversion is good. Right now, Leominster and Reading within 11 yards of each other for total yards of offense. That's how evenly matched this game has been tonight. An update from Peabody. Right now they're behind 49-28 in the fourth quarter. Back to you.
All right, Kate, thank you so much. That is the 3-14 matchup. 3-seed Peabody, Bill Thomas, potentially on their way to losing on home field to the 14-seed Bishop Thean tonight.
Big upset in the making right there, and not a lot of time left for Peabody to come back on that one. We don't have a lot of time left here, but we still got an exciting finish coming up to this ball game.
Winner of that football game gets the winner of this football game. Newton is out. That means Keegan Amarasinga will step in at the linebacker spot for Leominster. 1st and 10 for the Rockets, their own 31-yard line. And Murphy's back to pass out of a shotgun set. He'll look middle of the field, too high, and it's incomplete long. He was looking for that crossing pattern again. It was Jesse Doherty. Doherty was open, but the ball too high for Murphy.
Yeah, a little late there getting the ball to him. Coverage, I noticed the Blue Devils are flooding 8 back on pass defense, and just Murphy couldn't find anybody to get the ball to there. Nice job on defense, changing it up a little bit. Not trying to pressure Murphy so much, but playing coverage.
Clock stopped on the incompletion. 3 minutes flat to play here in the fourth quarter of a 44-all football game. You want postseason excitement? We got it for you here. Second down and 10 at the 31. Shotgun snap. Give it to Doherty. Defense there. Ride him to the ground. Who else on that play would it be but Logan Arce, who's had a phenomenal year up front on defense, along with this Leominster front four.
He wraps him up for a loss on that one, Todd. Running back doesn't even get back to the line of scrimmage. Loses one, brings up 3rd and 11.
Arce gets to Doherty in the backfield and then throws down the anchor and sinks him in the backfield. Loses a yard back to the 30, 3rd and 11. Leominster faithful, stomping along behind their defense. On 3rd and 11, Murphy's back to pass. Got some time, hangs in the pocket, finds Stroud over the middle, across the 40-45. Wrapped and taken down by Drinkwater at midfield, and the Rockets aren't going to let this one go. They want this football game.
And once again, across the middle, but Murphy, with all the time in the world there, standing tall, waiting for his crosser to come clean, and finds him, hits him in dead run, right on the hands.
That's how a veteran team stops momentum. You make the big play and you keep the drive alive. To their own 49, 1st and 10. The snap, give it to Day. Day into the middle of the defense, met by Delmar Wright, but pushes the pile to the 45 of Leominster. Gains 6 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 4.
Yeah, and that's what Day's been doing all night, Todd. 5, 6, 7 yards in those first down carries.
1:40 and counting to play here in the 4th quarter of a 44-all football game. On 2nd and 4, give it to Day again. Day right into that second level of the defense.
Still fighting.
And across the 40 and down to the Leominster 39. And a timeout is taken. No, excuse me, that was a stop of the clock while they reset the sticks. 90 seconds left. The coaches were coming off the sideline for Reading. I thought they had asked for a timeout to stop the clock.
And Day picked up 8 to move the chains.
Clock continues to run, down to 80 seconds left in regulation. Murphy's back to pass. Looks, throws, finds Strout complete at the Leominster 35. Trying to elude the defender, Ricky Encarnacion. He drags him for a first down across the 30 to the 27, but Encarnacion was not letting go of Strout because that was touchdown, wide open sideline.
It certainly was, and I'm kind of surprised Strout didn't dive out of bounds over there because cost his team a timeout to stop the clock.
1:11 to play in regulation of a 44-all football game. Worth noting as well, Jake Palm, the place kicker and punter for Reading, has an incredible leg. So the possibilities, Bill Thomas, you got to think high school football, get it somewhere around the 20. You got a shot at a game-winning field goal at the conclusion of this one. You could walk off on a field goal potentially, or at least take a crack at it.
And we've seen he can drive the ball a solid 30, 35 yards. So, yeah, the goal is to get to somewhere around the 20, give him a 30-plus, maybe inside the 15 and make it a little easier. But, yeah, very capable here of winning this game with a field goal if they can get close enough.
1:11 to play in the 4th quarter of a 44-all football game.
You know they're not playing for a field goal, though, right, Todd?
They are putting this one on the
they
board.
Want 6.
This has the shades and the look of an 8-9 game, not a 6-11 matchup here in Division 2. 1st and 10. Back to pass, it's Murphy. Got some time. A lot of pocket there. He's going to scramble into the open field. He's looking for a block. It's one-on-one. Encarnacion rides Murphy down at the 10-yard line. They are well within Palm's field goal range. Clock stops momentarily. 1:01 to play in the 4th quarter. Clock will now wind when they reset the sticks. 1st and 10 at the Leominster 11 for the Rockets.
Big pickup
Snap.
right there.
Murphy, empty set. Back to pass. Plenty of time. Now Murphy rolls out to his right. Pursuit from Delmar Wright. Step by him. Shoulder block by Josh Cormier. Keeps Leominster's hopes alive by knocking Murphy out of bounds at the 5.
Gained about 5 yards right there. 6 yards. See where they spot the ball, Todd. But I think he didn't make the 5. Putting him on the 7.
Clock
going to bring up second down and 5.
Clock stopped. 43 seconds left with the play out of bounds. The senior veteran, Ivy League bound James Murphy, one of the top 3 quarterbacks in the state, looking to will his team to a game-winning drive. 43 seconds left and just 9 yards in front of him.
Taking their time here.
Shotgun set, 3 receivers tight to the boundary right. Now Strout will move in motion out to the left. The snap. Give it to Day. The push up front. Day takes it across the 5 and down to the 4.
Gain of about 2 right there, Todd. Going to bring up third down.
Leominster's defense has stood in the face of incredible offenses all year long, and they have stopped up that void over and over again. Backs pushed against the goal line. 25 seconds left in regulation. Murphy is pursued, throws across his body. Stroud is wide open in the end zone. It's a Reading touchdown.
Can't stay with him all day. Coverage had it, but then it broke down as soon as the scramble started. I think we had a penalty on the play against the Blue Devils.
And it was declined. And the touchdown stands. Head coach Devin Gates is apoplectic over on the sideline.
A lot of pushing and shoving. I think he was looking for some offensive interference here, pushing off on the defenders while that play was developing. But nonetheless, touchdown stands.
50-44. Snap, Murphy puts the ball down and Palm clocks it through. Back upfield come the teams. 16 seconds left in regulation. The celebration ensues for the Rockets toward the sideline. It's 6-seeded Reading 51, 11-seeded Leominster 44.
Wow.
What a football game. What a treat, Bill Thomas.
We knew Reading had 2-minute drill capabilities. We saw it at the end of the first half, and they came up big again here. Got to find a way to get the ball in Ricky's hands on this kickoff and just let him spin his way into the end zone. But I'm sure Reading's well aware of who they do not want to have handle the ball here in this kickoff. Wouldn't be at all surprised to see him put it on the ground, but
attention is going to move to...
You're going to give him a couple of offensive plays one way or the other.
Aramis Reyes, who's the up man for Leominster and a sophomore running back. The attention will be to him. He's usually around the 30, 25-yard line in the formation, so certainly have to look in that general direction as a possibility.
Yeah, I see a lot of low numbers out there, and we'll have to see how this works out if one of those running backs. But basically, you got a hands team out there right now, Todd. I see all skill position numbers, no blockers out there, and trying to create as best field position as you can.
And fall on the ball quickly, or you got to get it to somebody who can take it the distance. 16 seconds left here in regulation. Chasing a 51-44 Reading advantage.
You kick it deep into Ricky's hands, or do you pooch it here, Todd? What do you think the strategy is?
I think they put it on the ground to run the clock. Encarnacion stands deep. And the line drive goes up the middle of the field.
Goes to him.
It will hop 3 times, and then Encarnacion will play it. He will slow play right into the teeth of the defense of the 25, and down he goes. The celebration, hands overhead for the Rockets. 11 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Leominster has got to drive 75-ish yards downfield to win this football game.
Might get 2 plays out of this, Todd, but it's definitely...
Looks like all 3 timeouts according to the scoreboard available to head coach Devin Gates.
Definitely a tough road to hoe right here. A lot to ask. 2 plays to go 75 yards.
And so here comes the Leominster offense out onto the field.
I have a feeling, Todd, this play is going to take so much time dancing around that this could be the last play of the game.
It is entirely possible. Diaz, Encarnacion, Drinkwater. Trips tightly bunched to the left of the formation. The snap. Newton out of the backfield. Throw over the middle. Lopez behind Encarnacion and incomplete. Coach Devin Gates is still in a screaming match with the wing official on his sideline. And they continue to go back and forth at one another.
The official's got a flag in his pocket if he wants to quiet Devin down. No, he wants to argue with him. I mean, I don't get it. The officiating crew's baffling me. It's in the second half.
2nd down and 10 to go. From their own 26-yard line, 7 seconds left in this one. Likely the last play here. Shotgun set. Lopez back to pass. Gets the blocks. Looks downfield. Now he will be pursued. He gets a block to free him up. He is now past the line. This is all on Osiris Lopez now. Lopez looking for blocks and laterals. He's playing keep away. He continues to stay on his feet. Blocks will set up. He's out to the Leominster 40.
Blind side right there.
Flag will come out. Flag's now out from the official downfield. This play is going to be over. This game is over. And Reading survives and advances. The 6th seed over the 11 seed. 51-44. All the penalties appear to be against Leominster. They are all declined. Reading wins 51-40 the Rockets. Win a battle of a football game.
Unfortunately, Lopez slow to get up after that last play, Todd. He took a hit right at the end of that play. So I think that's Lopez. Oh, no, it's Steven Diaz getting up slow over there at the end of the play, but walking off under his own power over to the handshake line.
Classy move. Ricky Encarnacion does a great job to grab his coaching staff and, despite their emotion, pull them back into the handshake line as well.
Yeah, just tough last 5 minutes right there for the Blue Devils officiating-wise. Come out on the short end of a 51-44 contest.
I will continue to advocate, Bill Thomas, in these postseason games, much like they are in the Super Bowl. They either need to split squad the officials, half from one region, half from the other, unless the same region is in the game. Then if it's an Eastern Mass crew, it's an Eastern Mass crew, just like it would be any other week. But in a postseason game, perception is reality. When the entire crew comes from the same part of the state, there will always be questions that are left, legitimate or not. There will always be questions that are left.
And I think you should have a crew that might not have seen either team. You know, if it has to be Western crews coming this way, I mean, they've created that kind of inconvenience for the teams. Why do you allow the officials to stay home? I think it would be a good move by the MIAA to get the officials separated and be more part of this autonomous playoff system. Make the officials be statewide too. Don't say, well, you still get home games, local games. No, make them travel too. Let's make everything neutral.
And the solution to that, Bill Thomas, the MIAA has control over. It's called that all they'd have to do is pay mileage to the officials that need to travel the longer distances. That's all.
Are they paying mileage to the schools that have to travel halfway across the state for a football game?
That's a no.
And the officials are getting paid pretty well, too.
They are. 51-44, Reading tops Leominster in the football game. Reading will advance, and they will very likely, thanks to a great win by Bishop Feehan, they will have a home game here as the 6th seed hosting the 14 seed. But I'll tell you, I'd be worried if you were playing Bishop Feehan, who I am fairly certain, although I don't have the final results, has downed Peabody in this football game. Kate Robbins will have that score for you. We're just getting started here at Memorial Stadium tonight. Kate Robbins is back at HQ. She's got all the stats and scores from around the region tonight. Plus, we will give you our players of the game, all that as we continue from Memorial Stadium tonight. 51-44, 6th seed Reading tops 11 seed Leominster. Reading survives and advances to play again next week. For Leominster, they will play again next week, but it will be in a non-playoff crossover matchup that could, Bill Thomas, although it is hard to see this now, could be a very exciting football game depending on how the committees get together and form up. Some of these matchups this week in the non-playoffs were exciting. It will be interesting to see who Leominster draws next week in the non-playoff round. That is to come as well. We'll have all that information for you as the days and weeks progress, but in the meantime, we are just getting started here. For those of you that are joining us on Leominster TV, we say thank you so very much for spending your night with us and for being a part of this exciting postseason football here on RFM Audio and Leominster TV. It's time now for you to grab your smart-enabled device, open your favorite digital media app. We've got so much more to come. Post-game extra coming up next. Once again, our final score. Reading 51 and Leominster 44. Post-game extra comes your way next. For those of you joining us on Leominster TV, for Bradley Bedard, Bill Thomas, Kate Robbins, I am Todd Robbins saying thank you so very much for joining us. And until next week, we say so long to those of you on Leominster TV. Post-game extra coming up here from Memorial Stadium. This is high school football on RFM Audio.
LTV Action Sports is brought to you in part through the generous support of these Leominster sponsors. MP Crowley Company Incorporated, www.mpcrowleyinc.com.